All right, everybody, welcome to BO Boys for Thursday, October 9th. Fuck it, it's a raw feed. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, it is Startober. It is our star-studded October, which, of course, destroys Star Member, our star-studded September, which now no one cares about. It's small time compared to Startober. And we have a very special guest. We promised you on the last episode, we teased we were going to have the Taylor Swift expert on the show. And we have her right here, the host of Barstool's Taylor Watch, amongst many other projects at Barstool. Our guest, Kelly Keegan, is here. Kelly, welcome to the BO Boys.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me. This is so exciting. First of all, I love that intro. I love Startober and Star Member. Those are great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Star Member
so
is a joke, though, compared to Startober, right?
No, of course.
Yeah, Startober is where it's at.
That. Yeah, Startober does. And it does kind of roll off the tongue a little better, Startober.
Yeah.
So I am loving that. Thrilled to be a part of it. Thank you guys for having me. Apologies for the delay. I know I was supposed to be here last episode, but here I am. And I'm ready to talk Taylor.
Yes. So we're going to be talking Taylor Swift because, of course, it is Taylor Swift, the official release party of a Showgirl, the movie, which is the biggest movie in America right now. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to be previewing some big movies coming out this weekend. So we want to get your take on Tron, and J.Lo's got a movie.
Cool.
And Channing Tatum is in a movie this weekend. Yeah, the Roofman is coming.
I've been hearing about that. That probably is what I'm most excited about out of all the movies coming out this weekend. Because it's Channing Tatum, Austin Butler. Is that movie?
No.
Which one with am I confusing it?
So you're confusing two movies, which a lot of people have done that.
Oh, yeah?
The trailers played back to back for months, and they seemed very similar.
Okay.
There was Austin Butler was in Caught Stealing.
Yes.
And Channing Tatum is in Roofman, but they are different movies.
And you're confused because Channing Tatum is stealing in Roofman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's a thief. He robs places.
And also, is it possible that Zoe Kravitz is in the movie with Austin Butler?
She is.
She used to be with Channing Tatum as well. So
There
that
we
is
go.
also where my confusion lies.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Then I'm going to need a refresher on Roofman. But
Yeah.
someone just was talking about this to me the other day. So, okay.
See, and
Excited to get my perspective.
This could be a problem for Roofman this weekend because if Kelly is confused, who is on top of everything pop culture, and she thinks that Roofman already came out, then what hope is there for the rest of the public?
Or if you think Austin Butler is in it, and then you go and you start a class action lawsuit like they did for that movie with Ana de Armas, the Beatles movie.
Right, that Ana de Armas wasn't in the movie enough, and
yeah.
they sued. Yeah.
They did the same thing. We were talking about this earlier, randomly. I don't know why. How Dune, the original Dune, they kind of lied about how much Zendaya was in the movie. She was barely in the movie, like a little bit at the end. Obviously, Dune 2, she was in a ton. But the first one was like, oh, she shows up at the end for 5 seconds. What's the deal?
Yeah. There were almost a lot of lawsuits on that one. And Clayton and I were going to get in on that. But we just didn't call the lawyer in time.
Right, of course. Listen, it's you guys are busy. It's Startober. Okay.
Yes, we're busy. We
not
can't
forget.
be in every single lawsuit that we
We'll
want
get
to
back
be part
to
of.
suing people after Startober.
Yes, and then we sue everybody.
Yeah.
There's no statute of limitations on lawsuits.
Yes, of course not. So let's just jump right into, before we get to the new movies, let's talk Taylor.
Okay.
And you like this. This is, you enjoy this.
Oh, yeah,
This
I
is
love
what
it.
you love to talk about.
I was just explaining that we actually coming out. This comes out on Thursday.
This comes out on Thursday.
So tomorrow. So we have also coming out on Thursdays our new episode of Taylor Watch. We come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just got finished wrapping up a 3-hour episode discussing the album. So if people like talking about Taylor as much as I do, that is also on the. After you listen to this, go listen to that, and you'll see just how much we like talking about Taylor.
And 3 hours, it wasn't enough. You finished 3 hours and then you jumped on the subway because I have to go to another small room and talk more Taylor Swift.
Exactly. And again, there is never a limit. And we even had to cut our podcast short. We were supposed to do a couple of other things, voicemails and stuff that we normally do. We moved it to next week because it was just too long. We were like, people aren't going to keep listening, but some people do. Taylor fans do.
It's something that Clayton and I talk about all the time. We need to be 3 to 4 hours every day drive time radio. And I feel like, Kelly, that is also the situation you find yourself in. You need a daily morning zoo radio show where
Totally.
it's 3 to 4 hours a day on Taylor.
That's how that like morning zoo, morning radio stuff is how I grew up. So I feel most comfortable like that. I think I've always felt that way about podcasts in general. I like doing stuff on camera too and being able to be myself. But that, like the cadence for radio, the talking endlessly, it comes naturally. Once I started talking as a kid, I never stopped. My parents can attest to that.
Yeah. You need to be taking calls every day on Taylor.
Okay. I'm going to put that in my back pocket, and I'm going to maybe start working that out.
Yes.
So were you a fan of Bubba the Love Sponge or Man Cow or Opie and Anthony?
Opie and Anthony.
You were
Opie and Anthony. My dad loved Opie and Anthony, and Elvis Duran.
Elvis
Yeah.
Duran,
Elvis Duran's
of
still
course.
going,
but
right?
He's still popping off. Yeah, he just interviewed Taylor Swift literally last week.
Wow.
Yeah, Elvis Duran. And there was a girl, I think.
Scott and Todd in the morning.
Scott and Todd. Yeah,
Scott and Todd, of course. The Todd Pentago pranks, legendary.
94.5 PST. I love 94.5 PST. They changed it though, 97.5. It was at one point. They switched around a little bit. I forget their names. But they were the ones that would play. I would listen to them after school, like middle school and stuff. And I had like a thing in my room. And you could call in. And I was always calling into the radio. Like I wish there was some way to find myself at, I don't know, probably 13 years old, calling into 97.5 PST, requesting songs and trying to be like cheeky about it. Because I just thought, I was like, I am on the radio and I'm famous, and I would do it. It was obviously like recorded before it'd be live on the radio, and I'd hang up and I'd just wait to like hear it pop up. It was the best. Nothing better than that.
Did they know you as a specific person? Were you like Kelly from blank?
I think I would say Kelly from New Jersey. Sometimes I would slide in a Kelly from New York because I wanted to live in New York City so badly my whole life.
That makes sense.
I did that a lot with KFC Radio at Barstool. They had a call-in, like a voicemails thing for a while when they first started. And I would, I'd have a couple glasses of wine. I was in college, or I was fresh out of college working in New York City. And I'd say I was Kelly from New York because I thought it sounded cooler.
It does. Yeah, that was the right move.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Those voicemails, unfortunately, they do have, and they do play sometimes to make fun of me.
Those are on the best of CDs.
Cue one of the voicemails.
What's that?
Oh, we're going to cue the voicemails right now.
Play
Yeah,
one
let's
right
do
now.
it.
We're gonna play one
no.
right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, we
Clem's
have
not
to.
involved.
We're a gotcha sort of podcast.
Of course.
Yeah,
and I felt that from both of you when
absolutely.
I walked in. Yeah.
So the movie, Taylor Swift, the official release party of a Showgirl, the movie. You saw this movie. Was it opening night, Friday night? It only played 3 nights. It played
Friday. It was the 3rd to the 5th were the official dates you could see this movie. I saw a 3 p.m. showing on Friday. I'm actually not sure what time they started playing on Friday. I do know that in New York City, it seemed 3 o'clock was the earliest time. So that was the time that my co-host Gia and I were able to go. We couldn't even go to an AMC. They were all booked up, so we had to go to the Regal in Union Square, which I don't usually love. The seat situation there is like you have to like push the seat back if you want it back, but it doesn't actually stay that way. So it's like you're just constantly
There's like a lot of core workout.
Yeah. It's just like if I push it back, I want it to stay that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to like fight for it.
I think you have to ask.
Chair,
I think they like if you just ask the person behind you to hold your seat back, and then you do the same for the person in front of you.
Like I said, I was trying to put my foot just to kind of brace myself, and unfortunately, my foot started sliding into the girls in front of me, and she did turn around and said, "Hey, you're kicking my chair," because I was dancing around to the songs, and I didn't even know. I thought I was bracing myself. Turns out I was kicking her chair. But I thought after that moment, maybe if everyone put their foot on the bottom of everyone's chairs, they would stay back. And then we could avoid the problem altogether. But
So we'll get into the film, but the Swiftie community, because there were Swifties. All these people were Swifties. Did they work together in unison in positive ways? Like, do you think that's something that you could have gotten the front and said, hey, let's just, for 1 second, while this lyric video is going on, let's all put our feet here and hold. Do you think they would have done that?
Honestly, yes. Like, if somebody were compelling enough, maybe it could be me.
Somebody who's on the radio.
Possibly. With a soothing voice, a hypnotic,
Yes.
could maybe go to the front of the room and say, hey, let's all band together and let's do this together. But again, everyone was there for Taylor. And when you've got a lot of Swifties in one room and they're all there for Taylor, you don't want to throw too many other things at them. They've got their eyes on the prize. And if you interrupt it and it doesn't go right, then it's booze, tomato, get the hell out of here.
Wow.
So
it's not worth the risk to me.
No using heavy machinery while you're listening to the new album. Like the first time listening to the Showgirl album, you shouldn't be using a forklift.
No, and not for the reasons you think. It's not that you're hypnotized, not paying attention. It's more of like you're jamming too hard. I think you'd put a little too much oomph into it,
Yeah.
and you'd probably break something instead of setting it down carefully, like you're
Okay.
probably supposed to with a forklift. I think if I were to operate a forklift while listening to the songs, one of the more upbeat ones, I think I'd like flip it over accidentally, just trying to jam.
Yeah.
You know? Jam literally and figuratively.
Now, I mean, I wish I had paid better attention as I was walking through the city over the weekend, because I am sure that there were construction workers who were listening to the new Taylor Swift album over the weekend while they were operating cranes, bulldozers, steamrollers. Had to. I mean, just.
Well, you saw the news. Unprecedented amount of construction workers actually fired this past weekend for doing just that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listening to Taylor too hard. A lot of buildings came down. I'm not sure if you saw all that, but yeah, it's actually it shook the city.
Wow.
And you know, the governor had to get on the horn and tell everybody, hey, listen, watch what you're doing while you're listening to Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah. I mean, eldest daughter, that took down at least 4 or 5 buildings over the weekend.
At least.
Is that a lawsuit that we could get in on? They're wrongfully fired.
Could you add it to wow, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm running into a problem that I'm foreseeing for you guys.
Uh-huh.
I went to go add it, not from Startober, but then to Star
Member. Star member, yeah.
So what are you going to do about that? September was also Star member.
September.
Now November is about to be Star member?
Oh, we've got our entire ad agency on that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah. There's going to be a big unveiling of what November.
I didn't want to bring that up. I really hesitated right there because I didn't want to put a problem in your lap when you're going through so much.
There's some of our greatest minds already thinking on.
Okay,
about
so maybe you
one.
should keep it in Startober then.
Yeah.
This lawsuit. It seems prominent. It seems.
Yeah.
They're in the other room, chain smoking.
Okay.
Just coming up with ideas.
Good,
they're gonna
as
be
they
locked
should be.
in. They're going to be locked in for the rest of the month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Just making sure. All right. So
There's-
sorry to derail, but I really was.
No.
The future of you. You know.
No, because also you're part of these lawsuits now. You're in
for
here.
sure.
Yeah, you're getting a piece. You're getting your beak
Absolutely.
wet. Don't worry about that.
Good.
But
That's what I was hoping to get while I was here.
so yeah, construction workers just knocking down buildings, listening to Taylor Swift. You talked about seeing this in the theater and trying to lean back in your chair, kicking someone's chair. Were the Swifties not dancing in the aisles as much in this theater? Because I saw the ARES tour, the movie, which saved theaters a couple of years ago, saved theaters.
Yes.
And
the only one to do so.
we were all dancing. We were dancing in the aisles. There was a lot of dancing at the front of the. Was that not happening as much for this movie as because people didn't know the songs until they actually saw the movie?
So at my 3 p.m. Friday showing, nobody was dancing outside of their seats.
Okay.
Everyone towards the end started kind of loosening up and being like, okay, we can dance. There also, I noticed, were no children in my movie experience, which I do prefer. But I think that if there had been children, they would have maybe been dancing in the front. The videos I've seen of people dancing to this Life of a Showgirl movie experience were children first and foremost. A lot of seat dancing, a lot of people getting excited. But I do actually think, in all seriousness, I do think that the fact that the album came out at midnight on Friday left little time for people to really learn it. I feel like I saw more videos of people being excited about the songs and singing along, etc., on like Sunday when they had a couple of days.
Yeah.
But the movie itself it's very different from the ARES tour. And I think that Taylor, when describing the experience, the movie experience, kind of said it in a way of like, I'm not able to do, she used to do this thing called Secret Sessions where she would invite fans to her home, literally to her house, like in Nashville or Rhode Island or wherever. And every album, she'd have like this small group of people, semi-small fans that I don't know how they sourced them, but they would have all these people. And I know a couple people that have been in these secret sessions and say that they're like insane. She can never do it now. People started stealing stuff from her house towards the end. So she had to stop doing them. She's too famous.
Are you too famous within the Taylor Swift coverage world to be brought into this, where they're like, we can't bring in Kelly?
I worry about that. I worry that like I'll never meet or speak to Taylor unless it's in a professional capacity for that reason. And so I am working my way towards that. And as is my co-host, we really are both trying very hard to get her in a room with us somehow one day. And
that sounded a little bit more sinister than you You might want
Yes,
to
get in a
she's
room.
probably
going
gonna
to
take it that way. She knows. Listen, she knows
Okay.
she knows my cadence.
We
She
just
knows
want to
what I
get her in a room with us.
Yes, we really do though. Like I would
Okay.
love to if I got 5 minutes with her on Zoom
Right.
just to ask her a couple questions. Like would love it. But
That's how Buffalo Bill used to start his
I just
relationship.
want-
I just want to
yeah.
get them in a room.
exactly,
And then
just,
tuck
and don't
and
step
then-
on that carpet
Yeah.
Yeah.
that has a hole beneath it.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't. I'm not talking about those things, but I do think that there is an element to how careful she has to be when speaking with the media or speaking with fans. And because we are both, I think it's a little bit more difficult. But no, she used to do these secret sessions and they were a good time. And so she said that this movie coming out and giving the fans the ability to come together to the movies and be together and experience it together is kind of like her version of a secret session for us now. And I think that fans who know what lyric videos are and who knew what was going to be shown during this movie knew what to expect. I
Right.
think casual moviegoers did not and probably came away slightly disappointed because they just didn't really know what was going to happen. But for those who knew exactly what they were getting into, I think it was just what they wanted.
Now, these secret sessions, do you think they ended because, now obviously not breaking any news to anybody, and you especially, but she's now with a gentleman, Travis Kelce.
And
I'm-
fiance.
And I'm sure they cohabitate. I'm sure they spend time at each other's places. Do you think this is
Maybe.
a situation of like, Travis is like, I don't want to have to pick up my stuff. You know, like he's got
Push all his stuff the other
Yeah,
side of
he's
the
got his, like,
room.
Sure, like
boxers
shove it on, like put the
everywhere.
Xbox in the closet.
Right.
vibes.
Like
The beer helmet.
Right,
You know, the
right.
multiple beer
His foam
helmets.
finger collection.
Yes.
Right.
Just
Put it all
like-
away. Patrick Mahomes, get out of here. you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I get that. I totally get it. I think that Taylor Swift has enough homes that she doesn't really have to worry about that. She can just
Okay.
pick one that Travis doesn't have his shit all over the place if
Right.
she wanted. But here's the thing, like I said, you know, people were getting weird and like stealing stuff from her house. I think that definitely that would be the reason for me personally. Maybe there were other things at play. Tired of cleaning up for the guests for sure. But
Yeah.
people start stealing like soap from your house and stuff. I feel
Yeah.
like maybe don't invite them anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And then
So
Travis
Swifties
like,
ruined that for other Swifties.
yeah. So we get this movie. That's the secret sessions there. And do you feel like the crowd who saw it felt satisfied coming out of this movie? Like you said, there
I'd
were
say
some people who
yes.
didn't understand what they're going to get into. Obviously, the person who brought us all together today, the great Chris Clemmer, the Compact critic,
Shout out Chris Clemmer.
he was
didn't-
confused when
was
he saw
confused.
this. Yeah.
I tried very hard to explain to him what he was walking into. And he also, I believe, went at like a 3:00 on a Friday. Like he was at one of those early showings. So I don't even know if he experienced that like room of all the girls screaming and singing and whatever. I keep meaning to ask him. We're like ships in the night at work. But I think generally, if you are a Taylor Swift fan, you know what lyric videos are. That's a big thing about it. A big portion of the movie were lyric videos. And for those who spend a lot of time on YouTube, lyric videos are essentially, it's just the lyrics to whatever song you're listening to playing on the screen in time with the music. And in the background, there's usually some generic like scene or picture that kind of cycles through. It's like something on a loop normally.
Right.
And with Taylor Swift's lyric videos, it's usually either a picture of her or she's in motion and it just kind of repeats. And that's what this was. So Clemmer was like, I don't like that they would play the songs and they just play the lyrics and it was like a video on a loop. And I was like, yeah, but that's a lyric video. And
Got
so
it.
we knew what that was going in.
He just wanted a pure black screen with
Yeah.
nothing on it
I
while
guess.
the music played.
I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what he thought. Maybe he thought each one was going to have a music video or something, which again, I tried to warn him, but we did get to see a music video, the music video of the #1 track on the album called The Fate of Ophelia. And we also got to see behind the scenes of how they created that music video, which that in itself was about half the movie. It'd be like, here's the music video. Here's a little behind the scenes. We'll play a couple songs from the album and then also show a little bit more behind the scenes like throughout. So the whole movie ended up being like 89 minutes, I guess. And so that in itself was cool. And there were also, right before each song played, Taylor would explain what the song meant and how she kind of came about writing it and the symbolism behind it and whatever. That is what I was most interested in because I think that Taylor Swift's songwriting in general is my favorite thing about her. That's why I like her so much. I obviously love the way the songs sound. I like to sing and bop along with them, but I think that her writing is so beautiful. Even if it's like an upbeat song or a sad ballad or something, it doesn't matter what it is to me. I really, really enjoy the way she writes and how she tries to bring different perspectives and different time periods and marry them together to create a metaphor that no one's ever said before. I just think it's very clever. And so I like the lyric videos because I can see exactly what she's saying. And we knew, but because we had seen the album come out the night before, but I just wanted to see more. And the explanations are great. But I could see how someone who doesn't know or care as much as someone like me would kind of walk out of there and be like, what was that?
Right.
You know,
right,
it's not really
right.
for, I feel like it's more for like the diehard fans.
Right. So Mike Clemmer, he either wanted a black screen or he wanted 13 fully produced brand new music videos.
I think so.
Ready to go.
I think so. And
I mean,
that's
the thing is,
unfortunate.
Clayton and I, we're both Gen Xers. We're both of us are
Well,
Gen
you're a
Xers.
millennial, but I'm
Gen X. I'm also Gen X.
I'm a millennial.
You're, of course, Kelly is
Thank
a
God.
millennial.
I know.
Right, she's like
We're
you.
Gen X.
Perfect.
No, I am Gen X.
It's not Gen X.
And so, back in our day, Nirvana didn't put out lyric videos. It was either you got a video or you got
That's a
nothing.
pretty new thing, lyric videos.
Yeah,
I feel like lyric videos only came around in like the 2010s.
Did Taylor originate that? Is this a Taylor Swift creation? Can we credit her for it?
Right now, I love to give her
Yes.
credit for anything. The
Do it.
only lyric videos I've ever sought out are Taylor Swift's. So I don't know if other
invented
artists
it.
do these lyric videos, but if it's not a Taylor Swift lyric video, it's made by like a fan and it's, Comic Sans on, on Paint that they turn into a video that's now on YouTube. Taylor Swift's are like produced, not as produced as a music video, but certainly more produced than like, here's the words on a screen.
Right.
And by Nirvana, he means My Chemical Romance. That's who he's actually.
Right.
That's his
Of
Nirvana.
course,
That's
of
his.
course. Both of which I love.
I saw.
You see, they're going on tour again. My Chemical Romance next year, next summer.
Next year.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Because of the Nirvana part, because I'm Gen X. So
Yeah.
we talked about on the show this being a documentary. It is a documentary, and should all documentaries now incorporate lyric videos? Having seen this movie, do you think lyric videos are something that should be standard in just any documentary coming out, no matter what the subject?
Sure.
We talked about how Hoop Dreams should have had lyric videos in it 25 years
Why I
ago.
got snubbed.
Okay.
That's why I got snubbed.
Why it got snubbed. Right, exactly. I would say maybe not as many as were in The Life of a Showgirl official release party, the movie, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one.
Okay.
Maybe one at the end, like one song, like what song encapsulates this entire story, and then pop those lyrics up there and have everybody really read them and analyze them and understand why that song goes well with the movie. So yeah, I'm going to say yes, not to the extent.
Not
Certainly,
12.
There's always room for at least one lyric video in every documentary that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Movies used to have in the 80s and 90s, and I'd know this because I'm Gen X and you guys maybe not know
Right.
this,
So
but
Gen X, I'll know whatever he says
Are you
also.
Gen X or are you just like super old? Like what's the vibe? Like are you actually Gen X? Or
well,
are
I
you
can
like,
be both.
Are you like a boomer?
Oh, I'm not a
Gen
boomer.
X?
I'm not a boomer.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check.
Although you said that with such spite. That
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to check.
Yeah, but as a millennial, of course, you hate boomers. Which
Of
is
course,
fine.
who
And
doesn't?
As Gen X,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just like rolled over for them.
Right.
So it's like, fine,
Right.
take whatever you want.
But we did the same. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we supposed to do?
But so they used to have rap artists talk about the movie at the end. Like the end credits would have a rap encapsulating what the movie was about.
I love that.
I think documentaries, like you're saying, lyric video, song about what the documentary was about. Therefore, if I don't want to watch the whole documentary, I fast forward to the end. I get the lyric video about these factory workers and what they went through and the different characters and stuff.
Right.
And then that's a very easy way for me to just know the information.
I also love that because it really opens the door for collaborations among artists and directors making these documentaries. It's like I would collab with a Taylor Swift, with a Billie Eilish. She's doing songs for Bond. Why isn't she doing songs for documentaries?
Yes.
These are the questions that need to be asked.
Yes.
Because what else are these stars doing with their time if not telling a story through song about a very clearly important documentary?
Yes. Get Sabrina Carpenter to do a lyric video
Yeah.
summing up some serial killer,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were
story.
going to say about Carpenters because that would have been.
Oh,
That
I'm
would
sure
also
there's
be- Jesus Christ, perhaps?
Yes.
Maybe we have a documentary about Jesus Christ.
Yes, and
And
Sabrina Carpenter
we get
does the
really
lyric
serious
video.
about it and act like, this is the documentary. And then
Yeah.
Sabrina is in the end.
Yeah.
People need to remember.
They
Yeah.
do need to remember.
It has exclusive interviews with
Never
people who've
forget.
never been interviewed about Jesus before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I feel like many. And maybe we can find some people who have met him. Like, who knows?
Someone's
people
still
that
gotta be
say
around.
that they have.
Yeah.
Now,
You never know.
Kelly, you said earlier you and your co-host would love to get Taylor Swift in a room
Yes.
by herself.
For sure. Well, probably with her PR team.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Locked
if,
outside.
If
in
we're
a
a
different
dream,
Yeah.
with the room and then the drain in the middle of the floor, but
Exactly.
for whatever
yeah.
reason,
And the
just-
hole in the back and the dust around that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have in the room, Taylor or Jesus? You have you
Taylor.
could be.
I didn't even.
You
have
don't
to
even
think
have to
about
think.
it. Yeah.
You
I
could
think
be-
Jesus is like busy or like not even real. So who knows? I
But-
think Taylor can definitely show up and be in the flesh.
But it would show that Jesus is real. You would have definitive
That's
proof
so
that
true.
Jesus lived and was real. He came back to be with you and your co-host in the room with the drain in the middle of the floor,
Sure.
and you would pick Taylor over that. Someone we know exists. Okay.
So here it is. Yes, still.
Okay.
But here's my next question that something I've never really thought of. Is Jesus kind of like a vampire where like if we were to record him on video, you can't see him? Like, is it that kind of situation?
Right.
Like, has anyone ever asked that?
And he's got
We have proof because will people believe me anyway? Or they're going to think I hired somebody off the street? We are in New York City, and there are people walking around looking like Jesus all over the place. So, are people really going to believe like this? People have been doing this for years. Jesus has been walking,
Right.
You know? So,
He
people
has
really
been
still are having a hard time with it. Taylor Swift is in our thing. That means that I'm getting a text from my boss saying "good job," and that to me sounds better.
Yeah. And let's be
Yeah.
honest, the engagement on the Taylor Swift episode will blow the Jesus one out of the water.
Exactly.
And that's really
Exactly
all
why
that
I'm getting
matters.
the text from my boss. It's like you're doing a good job. Wow, so many views. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine El Prez getting too excited about you interviewing Jesus.
No, I can't imagine really anybody getting that excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't even close. That
Yeah.
was I can't
It's a
believe you
landslide. It's
asked that
Taylor.
one. So the movie is huge, $33 million opening weekend, saved movie theaters once again.
33 when
Was it only
Jesus died.
30?
She
33.
died.
I thought it was. I thought I was reading the wrong numbers. I thought I saw 50.
I think international.
Yes,
Oh,
33
sure,
domestic,
sure, okay.
50
I mean, you guys literally
worldwide.
know. I'm
Yeah.
here like trying to correct. I don't know.
But
we noticed you trying to correct.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
so a giant hit. It saved theaters again.
Mm-hmm.
What is the future of Taylor Swift with the movies? Because she's now has 2 huge hit movies that she starred in, and is the movie that she wrote and directed is that going anywhere? Because we've heard rumors of this for years.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: as the BO boys, we need more Taylor in the movie
course.
theaters. We need this. She saves movie theaters every couple of years.
Exactly.
So we need the next Taylor movie to just let's get it on the schedule. Let's get to superhero movies are dead. We need Taylor Swift movies. So what is next for her?
I love that. Also, yeah, Taylor Swift called Tom Cruise and said, "You can take a seat. I'm going to continue saving the movies. Like, we'll switch on and off." So I
Yes.
appreciate that you're giving her the credit for saving the movies because people were giving him credit for a long time, but it's like really her.
Yeah.
A couple of things there. One, is Taylor coming out with more movies? The movie, the real movie thing, the Searchlight rumors, where is she working with Searchlight? Does she have an actual real movie coming? Something about that actually just came out today saying that it's currently on hold or in some sort of holding pattern. They're working on it, whatever. There's no determined end or like when it's happening or really what it is. No one's really sure. But essentially, Searchlight is not worried about it. They're like, oh, it'll come out when it comes out, knowing that whenever it does, it will break every box office record.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what it is because it has Taylor Swift's name
Yeah.
on it.
New
And that-
Star Wars for sure.
Exactly. And I think that with this release of the Life of a Showgirl release party, the movie, etc., I do think that shows that she puts asses in seats no matter what. Can I curse? Is that okay? Have I
Oh
cursed
yes.
before
It's a raw
this?
feed. Fuck it, we're
Okay,
doing
cool,
it live.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, we literally said it.
I couldn't
at
remember
first.
if I
Yeah.
usually sometimes I act a little professional and then I forget. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one. Two, she did an interview, I believe it was one of the ones that she did with Ryan Seacrest. She did this week. She was talking to Ryan Seacrest. She talked to Zane Lowe, and she went on Fallon. She's going on Seth Meyers tonight. Like, she's everywhere. So I can't exactly remember where she said it. But she was getting complimented for the people coming out to the movies and how well it did, et cetera. they asked her about it, and she said that she was so excited to do it mostly because she wanted the music video to be shown in theaters because so many artists, herself included, put so much work into these music videos. Why not have them be seen on a big screen? And she said that more artists should do it. And I totally agree with that. I think it's fun, especially if it's limited release like that. A couple days in the weekend, you got Ariana Grande putting up a 30-minute music video. Ariana Grande specifically right now, when she put out the deluxe version of her latest album, Eternal Sunshine, maybe 5 or 6 new tracks at the end that were kind of like, one of them was an extended version of her first track on the album, and the others were new for new songs. And on YouTube, she has 4 or 5 music videos for these songs. And they're all about 4 minutes or so. Storytelling, it's very spacey, very futuristic, exciting, whatever. I loved it, and I'm a big Ariana fan as well. Not as big as Taylor, but I love Ariana. I watched them, whatever. I was talking to Gia, my co-host. I mentioned these videos, and she didn't even know they existed. And I was like, oh my God, more people need to know about all the work that Ariana Grande put into these videos. And they are movie quality videos. It's not, if you're making a music video today, I feel like they really could be shown on the big screen.
Right.
I can't think of a music video that I've seen in the last 5 or 10 years that looks like shit. They all are just high quality production. And so when Taylor said, why don't more artists do that? I fully agreed. I do think you have to be a big enough artist to do it, like an Ariana Grande,
Right.
like a Lady Gaga, a Beyonce, a Harry Styles, somebody who really puts asses in seats like Taylor would.
Right.
I don't know if anyone else would bring people out like Taylor does, but I would love to see if they do. What if this is an untapped market that artists just aren't taking advantage of?
Yeah.
And to put all that work into a video and have it, it gets 1 million, 5 million, 10 million views on YouTube. That's great. But why not also break a box office record for 2 days over the weekend? Why not do both? What's stopping you?
And the theaters need this.
Yeah.
I love this. This new format of just get your new music video, and then you put lyric videos, because we've established people love lyric videos on the big screen.
Right.
So 1 new video, 12 lyric videos. Next time Weezer has an album, boom, opening weekend, $30-40 million season.
And
Why not?
You go to the movies. Most movie theaters sell booze, candy, snacks, whatever. You go with your friends. It's literally an hour and a half. You sit there, you eat a couple snacks, drink a beer, listen to your favorite music. It's also the tone of the movie theater for this is not silence. It's not like go to the movie and don't talk. Like everybody is discussing what we're seeing on the screen. The only time anybody was quiet was when Taylor was talking and explaining something. It was like, all right, let's listen to this. But then she'd say something, she'd explain a song, everyone would laugh after or cheer after, and then everybody would be singing along with the music, the lyric videos, whatever. And it was just a generally good time. And I can't imagine why others wouldn't at least want to try that. I feel like Beyonce sort of tried it with the Renaissance Tour movie. And it did well, but it didn't do as well as ARES Tour. Like, it didn't even come close, really. So it's hard to, it's hard to gauge who's coming out. But I think that it's worth the try for sure.
Yeah. And they don't have to do as well as the Taylor movies to be worth it.
Completely.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, what do you think? Who do you think should be the next artist that puts out a Taylor Swift type 1 new music video, 12 lyric videos, and in between you're saying, this is how I filmed it. I put the camera there, and
Or even, sorry that I keep going on about.
No, this is a great idea.
We talk to each other all the time.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. We need someone.
He literally just asked you a question, and I was like, and another thing. But I don't know if either of you are familiar with Lemonade, Beyonce's album that came out in 2016.
Oh, it was a film. Oh, yeah.
Right. So it was a full visual album, surprise visual album. Nobody knew that it was going to be like essentially an hour long of music videos, amazing music videos, by the way. I would have seen that in theaters, no question. If somebody was like, oh, Beyonce did an hour's worth of music videos on her new album, I'd be like, front row. I would love it. And I watch those videos often because you can watch them in succession on YouTube, or I think if you bought them, you can do it too. Used to be on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's like
first,
that's where it premiered or whatever. Tidal. Well, the songs were on Tidal. The videos were on YouTube. Or I'm sorry, HBO.
Yeah.
But that is what I mean. If someone is putting in that much work, why would you not want it to be seen on a big screen?
Yeah.
So here's my call, because I thought about this while you were answering the question that was initially
right, exactly. When I interrupted.
For me.
Right, yeah.
So Taylor Swift did break Adele's record for record sales this week. Now, Adele, I think, is an artist that has sort of the same mass appeal that Taylor Swift does.
Totally.
And sort of stays away for long periods of time. Now, I think she was doing the Vegas thing for a while, but like when it comes to putting out new product and things, she doesn't put them out in rapid succession the way Taylor has been doing recently.
I think her first few, she was pretty on it, and then it kind of, after the divorce, it was a little bit of
so she names it all by her ages, right? So you can tell the separation of her albums by the years.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's somebody who could, her next album release, she does this.
You know what she should have done? Did you guys see when she did that big performance at the what is it called? The observatory in LA somewhere? You know, that big observatory that like overlooks.
Oh yeah, the one that they shot for Rebel Without a Cause.
Yes.
And the Rush Rush video is Gen Xers
They do.
now.
Yeah. Right.
The Paula Abdul Rush Rush video.
So Adele did a concert at that.
Mm-hmm.
At the observatory. I believe it was like Oprah related somehow. I don't know why Oprah was involved, but something in my head is telling me.
Yeah, Oprah's got to get a piece.
Yeah, of course, always. If it's in California or if it's in Hawaii, Oprah's got a piece.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah,
so,
Oprah showed up and she was like, had a lead pipe and was
"Can
like,
I buy this?"
Adele.
Yeah, exactly. So
cough up.
She put on some kind of concert. I think it was like a benefit. I really can't remember what it was, but it was long and it was exciting, and they like played it on NBC or whatever. That is something I would have seen in the theaters. The sound alone of how Adele sings, and obviously the most beautiful voice, and just the emotion in it. And I just feel like that would be a fun, like, sad movie experience, like a bunch of sad girls coming in and just like belting out Adele. I would love it. But even she did Rolling in the Deep, like. Any sort of concert film, I think I would probably go see if I really liked the artist.
Yeah, and that's a good contrast for the theaters. Like Taylor Swift, those fans will come in, they'll be dancing, and then the Adele fans come in and they're hysterical crying.
Tissue
but they're still
boxes.
eating Mike and Ike's. They're still eating Goobers, drinking
Well, you want
Pepsi.
popcorn through the tears, like salty, and it helps.
You gotta reload the salt.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And Adele, she's, listen, I'm sure they're friendly. They wind up at the same dinner party.
Totally.
Hi, how are you, Taylor? How are you, Adele?
Yeah.
But she's got a little bit of once it gets some payback, because Taylor just broke her record.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, a little friendly competition.
Yeah, so then Adele could say, oh, you know what? I'm going to break your box office record. I'm going to hit $100 million opening weekend with my next lyric video album, the movie.
I think, honestly, Adele could do that because she's never done it before. I think that also plays into this. I think because, correct me if I'm wrong, I do think that this box office for Taylor outdid ARES Tour, like opening weekend or something, or there was some stat, or maybe I'm way off. Maybe it outdid Beyonce slightly.
It outdid
ARES
Beyonce.
Tour was
It beat the Beyonce. The ARES Tour of the
It's
movie
like
was the
echelon, right?
was the biggest one.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that I'm thinking of the stat that I saw in my head where they were like,
yeah, I think this one grossed more than the Beyonce movie did, which came out a couple of months after the ARES Tour movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that still kind of makes sense to me because it's like, or makes more sense to me, I should say. The first thing Taylor put out was the ARES Tour movie, and that went bananas. Everybody's going to see it, whatever. Second thing she does, still incredibly popular, breaking records everywhere, et cetera, but not as much as the first.
Right.
And I'm sure at a certain point, it plateaus. It can't break every record every single time, or one would think. You never know, though. The Swifties are crazy. But I think, if Adele were to do something like that, it's the first thing she's ever done. She's never done anything like it. I think it would have an ARES Tour effect where it would just really go crazy. But here's the question. Is Adele trying to break the record of the Life of a Showgirl official release party, the movie, or is she trying to break the record of ARES Tour, the movie? Because I don't think she could hit. I don't know if she could hit ARES Tour.
I think she's got to try and hit ARES Tour.
I think
she's got to. I think she's got to get all of the fans together and just say it out front. Hey, this weekend we got to break Taylor Swift's record.
Right.
So come to the theater to do that.
And I bet like Taylor Swift would say it too. She'd be like, "Get out there and break my record." Like she.
Yes.
I get the impression
she supports women.
First and foremost, yes.
What about Charlie XCX? She's supporting her.
She has forever. Yes, and I think that it's up to interpretation if she still is. I think she's always supporting anyone who's supportive of her, certainly.
So Clayton's been breaking these lyrics down. He's got a cork board with string attached to all the lyrics, and he's really been
for actually romantic.
Well, why was she adding extra tracks on her last album to try and keep Charlie out of number one?
So love that theory.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Theory.
Yeah, it's a theory. Well, it's not even a theory. It's like You're falling
It's a
into
conspiracy.
It's been debunked.
It is.
It's been debunked.
It's been debunked. You're
So
falling into
MythBusters did a full episode about it.
They did, and I'm sorry that you missed it. I thought that you were Gen X. You
Yeah.
would have seen it, but okay.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's always like a thing where, oh, this artist is doing this and they're blocking this artist and blocking that artist and whatever. And I I've seen a million videos now, but I've seen people from the industry talk about it and other people talk about it. And it sounds as if that's not real and someone just kind of made that up as a thing to say. And that's just how it is. Like, there isn't intentional blocking. There's only like keeping yourself on the charts. And however that's done is how it's done. But with Charlie specifically, I know people were saying it had nothing to do with like streams, had to do with album sales. And there's like, you have to go through it with a fine tooth comb to understand it. It's not something I truly understand, but as far as I can tell, that isn't real. And like, if it were, other artists would complain about it too. Like, why is nobody complaining about Morgan Wallen blocking Charlie XCX?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It's only when Taylor's in the conversation. So it's very annoying. Same thing with like the album variants, the vinyl variants, those things that people get really upset about where they're like, she's a capitalist pig and freaking out. All she wants is everybody to spend money on her and whatever. But every single artist does that, including Charlie. I think Charlie put out, no joke, 50 variants of Brat. Same with Billie Eilish. And Billie Eilish is piping up from the back being like, all these artists putting out the vinyl variants. It's like, check the mirror, babe. Like, what are you doing here?
Did they put out voice memos, though?
So
they don't do the voice
Yeah,
memos.
Charlie did.
Charlie did voice
yeah.
memos.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not voice memos, but like tracks, like alternate tracks. Like, I mean, if you
Like
look at Brat, it's like,
demos.
Brat, but it's this, but it's not, but it's this. She did that 15 times. So I think that those... Well, I know that those contribute to the album sales because not everybody buys the full vinyl. Not everybody buys a CD or whatever, or merch or whatever it is. So those little things contribute to the bottom line when it comes to breaking the records for albums. So if she wants to break the record of X amount of units sold in that week, those voice memo things help. But it doesn't necessarily mean that she's like standing in the way of others climbing the charts.
And that is just how things are. I mean, Clayton, you're a BO boy. You live and die with the numbers and box office, and that is just how you do things. If
it's a scam.
If
We talk about scams all the time.
It's a scam, but I think it's a scam from like UMG or other music agencies, like the big agency, not the individual artists. And at this point, I am curious about it with Taylor because she owns all her own music. She's pretty self-sufficient in all ways. Not self-sufficient is not the right word, but I don't know.
She's self-sufficient. She puts on her
She
own
is self-sufficient.
clothes.
Yeah, right. She does do those
She
things.
ties her shoes.
Do you know what I mean? Like she has it all. She does
Right.
everything. Why does she still have to like work with UMG? That I don't understand. Like why
Right.
does she still need this big agency to help? Maybe it's just the lift of putting albums in a truck and delivering them.
It's like pressing
maybe-
vinyls. I mean, it's that
Yeah, like,
that
do you-
manufacturing stuff
But
that
I
she
feel like
doesn't
at this
want to
point,
have.
why
Yeah.
doesn't she have a vinyl pressing of her own? You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah, why
literally
does
like
she
in
hire a
house.
bunch of people and just have them
You know,
doing
though,
vinyl
like,
all day?
I would say
It all
maybe
comes
book
down
publishers
to
or
relationships with-
magazines like have their own, like sometimes they have their own printers and stuff. So I would think that wouldn't is that not a possibility for her to have her own like pressing?
Vinyl pressing
Yeah.
plant. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not out of the
She's so
realm
rich.
of possibility.
It's
She
like
could.
cut out UMG. They're so annoying.
She probably just doesn't want to have to deal with a mob.
Yeah, that makes
And you
sense.
know what? The mob is still involved in the record business.
True.
UMG deals with the mob, so Taylor Swift doesn't have to.
Very true. There's always you always need a fall guy, I guess.
Yes.
And it's UMG for me.
Well,
Yeah.
Now, so she rebought her masters from whoever
Shamrock
Scooter
Capital.
Braun
Mm-hmm.
sold them to. And through that whole thing, I don't know how you feel about this, but every time I listened to her versions, I would cut a check to Scooter Braun, like a
He'd
couple
send you a
cents
little
here and
something.
there.
You were listening to
I felt
right.
bad for the guy. No, I listened to
Sure.
her versions because I wanted to hear them, but I thought he should get a taste.
And but you were like lamenting. You're like, wow, this is so good, but unfortunately, my guy Scooter is
he's
really
getting
hurting.
cut out.
He's going through a divorce. Like he was down bad.
9
for
cents.
real.
Now he's with Sydney Sweeney, and we all know that that's
Right.
completely fine and unproblematic of
The
a
princess
of
who
a
was
coupling.
promised.
Yes. So,
she's-
how do you feel
poor
about that moment of her, re-releasing all that stuff, and now it's sort of null and void because you can listen to I'm going to listen to the superior version of Red, which I think is the original version. Just in my,
People have their favorites. They have their specific thoughts. I was always I never cared too much about the re-records. I thought that they all sounded good. I wasn't so much going through them like that.
Mm-hmm.
But my album that I would like be like, oh wow, it needs to be exactly the same was Reputation, which she never actually ended up putting out her version of it because she didn't have to, because she teased it a million times. But it never really existed because she was in the process of getting her master's back, and so she never had to do it. I think if that album came out, I might have been a little like, oh, I hope this sounds exactly the same. But ultimately, I think just the idea of listening to her versions and supporting her and kind of sticking it to Scooter. I hate Scooter Braun. I can't fucking stand him. So like sticking it to him, I liked the idea of that more. Like that to me, like being petty was higher on my list of things than, oh, is this version on Red that much better than this version on Red? Like, I don't really give a fuck in that way. I also am not really a fan of Red, the album. I don't dislike it. It's one of my least favorite albums. I love the vault tracks on Red, the ones that came out with Taylor's version. Okay. So without Taylor's version, I wouldn't have the respect for Red that I now do, that I didn't possess when it first came out.
So now with Scooter Braun, I feel like if you said, me and my co-host would like to get him in a room, then
He's
you
tried.
mean it
He's
in
asked.
that way.
He's tried.
asked to be on the show.
He tried to. I wrote a blog about him talking shit, and he slid into my DMs and was like, "This isn't really how it went down. Like, would love to talk about it if ever." And I didn't answer it, and I blew up his spot and said, "Absolutely fucking not." Like,
wow.
I have no interest in talking to him. I think that he is someone who has always gotten by on being a slippery snake and just a fast talking, one of those like a snake oil salesman kind of guy. And I don't need to be worked by Scooter Braun. Like I can see through his bullshit. I know the kind of person he is, I feel like I can tell the kind of person that he is. And if he wanted to present himself in another way, he would have, and he never really has. So nothing about him screams, yeah, I want to hear your side. Like,
wow.
I feel like you get it.
Did he mention that he got my checks?
He actually did in the bottom, but he said that he was a little fuzzy on the four, on the bottom, the reason for the checks.
Okay.
He didn't quite know. He was like, I don't know what this is for, for food and cleaning supplies. And he was like, well, I do have money for that. So I don't know. Maybe next time when you write in the check, like what the description in the check, make it a little more.
And Clayton often just draws what he thinks it's for in his check. So
that's confusing.
It was confusing. Yeah,
so
you have to use words.
I'm sure a thank you's coming soon. I'm sure as soon as he's done at brunch with Sydney Sweeney and Carly Kloss, he'll get back to you.
Wow, so you turned down Scooter Braun. That is incredible because you were like, I don't want to platform this monster. Mm-hmm. And that is not something you hear a lot from podcasts nowadays, where they say, oh, a monster wants to be on my show, I'm not going to platform them. Taylor Watch may be the first podcast that has decided not to have a horrible person on.
Platform a monster.
Yeah,
I just don't. And again, our listeners would never want to hear, like, he's just, we've heard enough and we've seen enough. And I think I'm saying we as like Swifties, we've like heard enough, we've seen enough. And if Taylor Swift this day, like as recently as her like Time interview magazine, as recently as 6 months ago when she's talking about how, or not even 6, well, I guess June. So what, 4 months ago when she's talking about how Scooter Braun had absolutely nothing to do with her getting her master's back. And he's still in the conversation in like a negative way. So never do I want to give a voice to someone who's just going to try to spin a story to their advantage. And I think if he wanted to do that so badly, he could pop out a microphone himself and put out a video. He doesn't need to come infiltrate our podcast and try to like change the mind of Swifties and like joke around and whatever. Like the idea of it makes my skin crawl, you know?
And he only
even, sorry, I'm literally just
No.
The only reason he even reached out is because I wrote a blog talking shit about him and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me tell you how it really was. And I was like, no, just because like if you really wanted to get your story out there, you would have done it. Like, everything about it felt slimy.
I mean, I will admit, writing all those checks, because there's a lot of them.
Right.
But they were very small checks. So he had to sign all of them.
Sure. Which is annoying.
It is annoying. But every time I wrote Scooter, I mean, he's a grown man. His name is Scooter.
It's tough.
Like, I had a hard time with it. I mean, that's
you
a
did
puppet's name. Yeah. I did it every time. Every time. I was diligent about it.
And that's good on you to really take the time and do it, because personally, I don't believe he deserves it.
Okay.
I don't think he had a hand in any of those old records, just in general.
Yeah.
But, you got to do what you got to do. And if you were feeling for that guy, you're feeling for that guy. And I applaud you for being true to your feelings.
So are we? We're almost done with the Taylor talk.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about platforming a monster.
Okay.
And so that transitions to Tron ARES.
Tron ARES.
Oh, right. Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a third movie in the Tron franchise. It's a weird franchise where the first one that came out in like 1980 bombed.
Yeah.
But sort of had a cult following, but not really. And then the other one, the second one, Tron Legacy, came out 2010. And did
opened to 44, went to 172, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
did fine, but not fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And now we're getting a third one, and the star is Jared Leto, which seems like, how did this happen? Why do you think in 2025, in a post-Morbius world, Jared Leto was the star of a multi-$100 million movie?
I've got to tell you, I was shocked, jaw on the floor when I walked by. I live close to the AMC on the Upper West Side. I'm on the Upper West Side. And I was walking by it, and I saw the poster for Tron, and I did a double take, jaw on the floor, could not believe my eyes when I saw Jared Leto in that poster. I said, what? I posted on my story, I said, I had no idea Jared Leto was in the new Tron. How did he get that job? This is insane. Right, we're living in a post-Morbius world. We all saw his version of suicide, or saw the Joker, Suicide Squad, all that bullshit. I'm trying really hard to dive into my brain and remember a role that Jared Leto has taken on that I was impressed by. Maybe Dallas Buyers Club. I mean, that was that was crazy. He lost all that weight. It was a touching story, won an Oscar, etc. But since then, and even his speech was crazy. Like that was a crazy moment. And that also was when I realized he was crazy. That's fine. Artists are crazy. So cool. Since then, I think it's just been absolute L after L after L. Is there something I'm missing that he's done since then that's been great that would have awarded him this role in Tron? I don't know.
No, he did that Little Things movie, or the one with Denzel, and him. That was a day and date because it was during the pandemic.
Sure.
I don't
think I saw that.
Yeah, no one did. It is. Most people have had the reaction you had, which is just shock.
Yeah,
that
I'm
he's in
shocked.
This. Which
I literally thought it was someone else that just looked like Jared Leto for a second. Thought there's no possible way he's actually in this movie.
Yeah, it's not ideally what a studio wants the reaction to be when people hear who's the star of their movie. It's just shock and confusion that he is in this. It's not like he's had a hit superhero movie or something where the studio's, he's huge internationally.
Sure.
I don't think anything he's done makes him huge internationally, because Is My So-Called Life there's no fans of that still.
No
I mean, that are going to see a movie because they're fans of that.
This guy claims to be Gen X.
Band? What's his band?
30 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
Is
that an untapped? They're honestly are big, right? And they still are. No jokes.
Yes.
All jokes aside, I do believe that 30 Seconds to Mars has a pretty rabid and healthy fan base. So maybe it's those people. They just want to see their favorite star up on stage.
Maybe, but it feels like the real selling point of this movie is the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack.
Right.
So if you're going for musicians, you've already got 9 Inch Nails here. So I don't know if 30 Seconds to Mars is. Are you getting both those fans? There's probably a lot of overlap between those fan bases.
I also, I would never shit on 9 Inch Nails, but when Black Mirror did an episode with Miley Cyrus, the Ashley O episode, for those who know what that is, the song that Ashley O, it's this fake, it's this doll, and it's based off of Miley Cyrus. Her name is Ashley O in the movie. She's a pop star. They make this doll around her. It's creepy. It's Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
That's how Black Mirror always is. But
it's computers do something bad.
Yes, always. And so the song that they have as the fake Ashley O song is essentially a poppy version of it's Hell in a Hole or I'm in a Hole. What's the song? It's I have to look it up. Let me look it up. It's called On a Roll.
Okay.
Is what they call it, the fake version.
Okay.
But I think but it's a 9 Inch Nails song. And the reason I bring it up is because everyone said that was the worst episode of Black Mirror that ever existed.
Okay.
Star-studded, Head Like a Hole, the song.
Okay, Head Like a Hole. Okay.
Is the Nine Inch Nails song.
Yes.
And so everyone was like, wow, this is the worst episode of Black Mirror that's ever existed. The song sounds bad. The acting is bad, whatever. I actually disagreed. I really liked the episode. But knowing that, I'm not so sure that Nine Inch Nails is doing, lifting the weight that people are thinking it's going to for Tron, especially with Jared Leto.
There might be the backlash
like if
to
Miley
that Black
Cyrus
Mirror
couldn't
episode.
do it, then Jared Leto's not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, the last one, the last Tron film had a Daft Punk soundtrack.
And that's
and it's
awesome.
Still very popular amongst music fans. Daft Punk, obviously.
Right. Love Daft Punk.
Great. And I think that's a lot to live up to, too, because that is an iconic soundtrack for a lot of people. And Nine Inch Nails, obviously, Trent Reznor doing a lot of soundtrack work outside of Nine Inch Nails. They don't do a lot of music now, Nine Inch Nails, so it is sort of a comeback for them.
Yeah.
But is that going to bring people to the theater, or is that going to take people to Spotify? Like, do they need to watch Jared Leto's face while they're listening to this album, or are they just going to listen to the album? Like,
should this be a lyric video instead of a Tron movie?
I mean, yes, it should be.
And that really is the question. And I'm glad that we're bringing it full circle because, maybe if there was the promise of a lyric video in the Tron movie, a new Nine Inch Nails song that was, in fact, good, I'd be more inclined to go see it.
Yeah. If this Tron ARES was the full Nine Inch Nails album played from start to finish, lyrics on the screen, you could use the visuals for whatever they filmed in Tron, and then you never hear Jared Leto speak.
Yeah.
Is that a bigger, more anticipated movie this weekend than whatever Tron ARES actually is?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Because just the action scenes. It's like action scenes with Nine Inch Nails in the background, an hour and a half.
Yes.
Now, that's it.
Lyrics up there. And in between, you have Trent Reznor talk about this, how I wrote this song. And then you just, again, you never hear Jared Leto speak. And you just see the spaceships and the video game, whatever this is about.
I don't think you need to see Jared Leto. I think if you told me there was a Nine Inch Nails movie, videos, lyric videos, and they all starred Greta Lee, who's in this movie.
Yes.
Who I do love.
Me too.
Love.
I would be there.
Yes.
Like if this was the same sort of, if it was a release party for Nine Inch Nails with videos, lyric videos starring, other videos starring Greta Lee.
Yeah.
And then they do the Tron.
It's called Tron ARES.
Yeah, it's called Tron ARES.
Yeah.
Can I be real? Even if Greta Lee was like on the poster and not Jared Leto, I would be like, wow, I want to go see that Greta Lee movie. And I would see it. Like Jared Leto was the only thing about this movie that has turned me off of it. Like I appreciate a fun, like action, hero, whatever kind of movie. I'll always watch something like that if I'm feeling in the mood. And Jared Leto just doesn't. He's just, I don't know. He turns me off.
Yeah. Would you say for this Swiftie audience that this weekend they just went en masse to the movie theaters? They were like, oh, I love movie theaters again. I want to see a new movie.
Exactly. Taylor saved it for us.
Taylor saved it. I want to come back. Now, do you think Jared Leto was a turnoff to that fan base, the Swiftie fan base? They are grossed out by Jared. They didn't love his interpretation of the Joker.
Probably, I would say they're more turned off by the fact he's like a creep.
Yes.
That's like he's like a known creep.
Yep.
So I think that is more how they would feel. The problem with Jared Leto's Joker, am I wrong about him being with Margot Robbie?
Yes. He famously sent rats to everyone.
Exactly.
And used condoms.
Right.
Which I did to Scooter Braun, too, by the way. The checks were not just checks.
That's nice. So then maybe that's where his confusion was. He was like, what is this for? Child support? Like, what is
Right.
Was Cara Delevingne also in? She was in Suicide Squad as well with Margot Robbie. Is Jared Leto also in that movie?
He's in that one.
Okay.
The Will Smith one.
Yes. So again, bringing it all back, Cara Delevingne is a very, very good friend of Taylor Swift's.
Okay.
One of her besties in her girl squad. She's been in her music videos, etc. Margot Robbie, also a good friend of hers because she's friends with Greta Gerwig. Greta Gerwig, friends with Taylor Swift. They all went to the ARES tour together. So in theory, yes, they would go for someone in that group and not worry about Jared Leto if any of those women were in it. Greta Lee also was just on the Graham Norton show with Taylor Swift literally last Friday.
I saw
promoting Tron. And so again, like I do think that the Swifties would go and support Taylor's friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I think, how they should have marketed this movie instead to get people back out to the theaters.
So it's 9 Inch Nails,
Yeah.
Tron ARES album release party with video starring Greta Lee
Mm-hmm.
and Taylor Swift's friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Friends to
Exactly.
be announced later.
And
then
those-
you
you
just
don't even
cut
ever
in.
have to announce them. Like, we can just assume it's friends of Taylor Swift, maybe parentheses, but not Jared Leto. Like,
Yes.
Jared Leto. Like, we don't want to lump him in with the friends because I don't believe they're friends, nor do I think they would ever be friends.
Right.
Just because he's a creep. But, I think bury him as much as you can, even if he's literally the star. Like, maybe just kind of cut away. Who's
Yep.
the director of this movie? know?
Who is the director?
That
It's
is a
not
good question.
Joseph Kosinski directed the last one,
Yeah.
who ended up doing Maverick. I don't think it is anyone that is a particularly important presence.
Sure.
Okay, so if we're turning Tron ARES into lyric videos for 9 Inch Nails,
Yes.
what's great about that is you could repeat footage, as we
Yes.
saw with the Taylor Swift.
Right. It's just really a loop of 20 seconds.
It's just a loop. So we're cut out all the Jared Leto footage.
Yeah.
You're looping anything with Greta Lee. Use that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And here's someone who is going to be in this movie in a cameo because he was the star of the first two movies.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bridges, the dude.
Love.
Okay, so this is someone
Love
who
Jeff Bridges.
we could put him in the Friends of Taylor Swift category.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. And not even, I don't even know if they are friends or have ever met, but he's a warm presence. And I think that he is a strong, sturdy figure that could be in anything. And you just kind of trust that he's
Yes.
got it locked down. Like I see Jeff Bridges and I'm like, he's going to give me a good show.
Yeah.
And also he knows what he's doing and I trust him. Something about him I trust.
If during the Eras tour,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor would have these surprise songs. You don't know what the song is going to be.
The best.
And she said, and I have a guest tonight that's going to sing with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then out came Jeff Bridges in his character from Crazy Heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Crazy Heart.
Okay.
song.
And he sings the Crazy Heart song, which
Awesome.
none of us remember what it's called.
Yeah,
It might have
Called
been
the Crazy Heart
It's-
song.
It's called the Crazy Heart song.
Perfect.
And Taylor says, tonight I'm going to sing with Jeff Bridges the Crazy Heart song.
Yeah.
Would the roof have blown off of any stadium?
I
do you
think
think?
probably. I think there may be some confusion
Mhm.
from the younger Swifties in the audience. I
Mhm.
think all of the moms and dads who brought the younger Swifties would really, really enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think
there's
that'd be an exciting moment for a large percentage of the stadium.
yeah.
The Crazy Heart song is just him singing about the plot of Crazy Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's at the end of the movie, like
Yeah.
we've talked about.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
That's how he won Best Actor.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know if they have enough time between now and, Thursday night when this goes live to
Sure.
recut this into just a lyric video that loops Greta Lee and Jeff
Man,
Bridges
what a
footage.
shame.
Listen,
Maybe
we-
if they worked a little harder. It's like
Yeah.
pulling all-nighters. It's so
You've edited
so
video,
much to
right?
ask.
You've edited
Of course,
video.
of course.
We all edit video.
We've done it.
We've
Yeah.
done it. I could edit. Listen, hit me up.
Okay.
I know I have a few deadlines for next week,
Yeah.
but I think if I told my boss,
Yeah.
listen, they want me to recut this Tron thing,
Yeah.
I think I would maybe be able to.
Yeah. You
know,
could get it done. Pull
shove
it all
some
night.
Get
things
it done.
down.
A couple
Yeah.
cups of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine. Just get in the zone. Tell everybody. Put phone on Do Not Disturb. Be like, don't call me. I'm saving Tron.
I'm saving
Yeah.
Tron.
And they'll be like, wow, okay, yeah, you're right. This is very serious. We
Go
will
off,
not
King.
bother you. Yeah, go off, do it. Make sure there's extra Greta Lee. And you'll be like, way ahead of you. And then, and then we all walk into a surprise on maybe the late showing, the midnight showing on Thursday/Friday when the movie is out.
Mhm.
And it's Oscar worthy. So
Yeah.
I think that that's something that we really should think about.
Yeah. The
sounds
AMCs
awesome.
are all waiting for the thumb
Yeah.
drives are coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The files are going to be emailed. We got 5 more
I'll
minutes
bring
for a
thumb
show.
drives. I don't really have anything going on this weekend.
Thank you.
I'll be like, I'll deliver some to AMC's around the city.
Oh,
Maybe even
amazing.
that stupid fucking Regal in 14th Street. I'll go there
Wow.
too.
Even with the broken seats.
With the broken seats. I'll go there. I'll
Yeah.
do it. Listen, anything to get Jared Leto off the screen.
Yeah.
He's just, oh man.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you brought that up, really, because the first thing I thought when I saw that poster, I had no idea he was in that movie, and I was shocked that someone allowed him to be a star of an action like hero type movie.
I've had, I don't remember if it was a movie that we saw together.
saw it together.
Yeah. That trailer played and
Weapons.
it was before Weapons
Great.
the Tron Ares trailer played and we got
No, we
Real.
got a Creep. Someone said,
Yeah,
Someone said creep?
As soon as Jared Leto showed up on screen, someone said, ugh, creep.
That's
Yep.
incredible.
And we all laughed.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't me? Was I in the theater with you?
Maybe.
No, it wasn't me. But I would have said that if I saw it.
Yeah, we got an creep. So yeah, let's see. Let's pull an all-nighter, edit him out of the movie. So someone though that is not a creep as far as we know, but who knows? We don't know the guy.
He could be a monster.
Yeah.
We don't know. But Channing
Any man could be a
Tatum.
monster.
Channing Tatum seems to be someone that everyone likes. So
Yes.
Roofman coming out this weekend. Is this a movie that you were excited to see? Oh, I mean, we did talk about though. You're confused.
Yeah, I need to look with my eyeballs.
And Kirsten Dunst is in this movie.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew it.
See, there's where I need to be.
This is the movie that takes place in the past in a Toys R Us,
Yes.
not the Austin Butler movie that takes place in the past in the Lower East Side.
This looks awesome.
Okay.
I very much would love to see this. I love Kirsten Dunst, and I do really love Channing Tatum. I think Channing Tatum has a wide acting range, and I feel like people don't really give him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He sometimes gets he's always in something silly, and they always give him a moment where he's got his shirt off and whatever. And I'm sure we'll still get plenty of that. But I do think that he shows emotion on his face well. And so I'm ready to see him be like, I get a silly vibe from this, but I hope that there are like some intense moments where he can act, because I think he's pretty good. Do you guys agree with me? Am I totally being crazy saying that?
No, the director.
We're big fans.
And the director who did this also did Blue Valentine.
One of my favorites
Yep.
of all time.
And,
I did not know that.
Yeah, and A Place Beyond the Pines. So very heavy movies. This seems a little bit lighter, but
Right.
he's...
Do you think they're going to bait and switch us, though? Like, it looks nice? Because it does look nice, but Kirsten Dunst, I mean, she signs up for a dark movie, too.
Yeah, I mean, she's
which
a
I
great
love.
actor. I think it's going to be a good balance of both. I do think it's going to get serious
I'm
because...
trying to see how it's categorized, Like, does it say, like, it's a comedy? Oh, it says crime comedy.
Crime
Okay.
comedy.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be dramatic moments, I think. I just think with this director, I mean, we're fans of the director as well. I think it is interesting. Yeah, you could be sold a bill of goods. It's possible that they're like, this thing's really dark and we try to make it light. But
I see. I like that. I like a darker. I like a dark comedy.
Okay.
More than I like regular comedy too, but dark comedy for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Valentine is such a sad movie.
It's so sad.
It's like not even just sad. It's just like depressing and like ugh.
Well, I have a famous story about that, and that I was dating a girl at the time that movie was shooting, because they were shooting in New York.
Yeah.
And she came home from work and was like distraught because she's like, I just saw Ryan Gosling sitting at a restaurant outside.
Oh God.
And man, he's really losing his hair because they shaved like balding in his.
Because he looked like shit in
and
that
she
movie.
thought
Yeah.
that was what he really looked like, and he didn't have his piece on.
Oh my God! How devastating of a
devastated.
moment. I'd be devastated as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And so we had like a moment of silence for his great head of hair. But
Wow.
And did you say, well, I still have my hair, and she was like, I don't care about that.
Yeah,
that,
like,
that
whatever,
doesn't
who cares?
actually affect me.
oh yeah, that was part of the problem.
Yeah.
She said, "Well, you're still not Ryan Gosling, so."
Yeah.
Right,
And I
right.
said, don't you think I know that? Yeah.
And it went on from there.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
several
absolutely.
hours.
It was
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah. And then he broke
crazy.
up. And,
Yeah.
So will this movie be as dark and devastating as what happened to you when your girlfriend at the time saw that Ryan Gosling was bald for a movie, but
Yeah.
thought he was bald for real? Will this be that devastating?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
So this movie takes place in a Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm.
Toys R Us, as far as I could tell, is pretty much not a concern. It's closed down.
I think
Maybe
it's
once
done,
in a while they pop up
absolutely
in
donezo for a long time, right?
Yeah, it's pretty donezo.
Even in like Times Square, like I feel like Jeffrey the Giraffe. Not
Well,
really.
he had a problematic.
He had
talk about
problems,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's sort of
I feel like they're like, all right, enough. Enough with the toy store.
We can't have him be the face.
Yeah,
They don't have toy stores anymore.
they have toy aisles
Sure.
in stores that I
Target
guess.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So toy stores, is that a novelty for young, because movies need young people to go to them.
Mm-hmm.
So the teens, the early 20-somethings, that, like you said, toy stores don't exist. They're aisles.
Yeah.
Do you think that just here's a movie that has a toy store in it
Mm-hmm.
could be enough of a novelty that the younger people are going to gravitate towards that? What is this Toys R Us? Who is this Jeffrey the Giraffe that I've only known to be a creep in Times Square, but
Right.
What was he like in his prime?
I have a feeling that the idea of a toy store would be maybe like, toy stores exist. And I think that it would start a conversation between a parent and a child being like, hey, Dad, I'm thinking about myself. And if I didn't know or grow up, I did grow up in the time of Toys R Us. I went there many a time. But if I grew up in a time where there wasn't a Toys R Us and I asked my dad about it, he would then make me go see this movie. He'd be like, oh, yeah, we got to see this movie because it's about Toys R Us. You got to know all about it. If it's a comedy crime thing, that sounds kind of family friendly as far as I can tell. And again, what is it rated? These are the serious questions we need to know.
Yeah.
I think it's probably PG-13, I would think. Or
Yeah,
no, maybe it's R.
It does seem like they are
could be
going
violence.
for a wide box office here. Based on the ads, they want
Really
this to
just
be a
doesn't tell you right
mainstream
away.
hit.
The Roofman rating.
But even if it is an R, like you said,
Even
the
if it's an R, I'm
the
still
kids
going.
need to know, and that conversation
Roofman
needs
is
to be
rated
had.
R.
It's
Okay,
rated
so yeah.
R,
Okay.
but
Language, nudity, and brief sexuality.
okay.
It seems that it's not. Oh no.
So this-
also contains moderate violence and gore and mild, frightening / intense scenes.
Gore.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So this really is going to be true
So
to
did
the life
I
of
said,
Jeffrey
did I hit
the
the nail on the
Giraffe.
head? Is this about to be like a scary, sad, dark movie? Anyway, back to what I was saying. I do think that the idea of the toy store, et cetera, would be enough to spark the conversation. And then maybe, if I were 15 and I didn't know anything about this, and my dad was like, yeah, let's go see this movie. That could be like a father-daughter movie to go see, talk about
Yes.
Toys R Us, make fun of Jeffrey the Giraffe, the creep. That
Yeah.
would kind of be like a melding of I'm trying to think of the right word, generations. you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so maybe that would bring him out. As far as kids, especially rated R, kids are not seeing this movie. What parent is going to bring their 8-year-old kid to a rated R movie about Toys R Us, which inherently does kind of have a dark and shady undertone as it is because of the creep, Jeffrey the Giraffe,
Right,
I feel like
right.
Toys R Us didn't really go out on the lightest note, right?
Right.
No.
Well, maybe if you're a parent who's just sick of your kid saying, I want to go to a toy store. When you were a kid, there were toy stores. And
Do you
why
think they know
isn't
that? Do you think they know about that?
Well-
they're watching YouTube videos of those. Remember
Sure.
when they do those on Nickelodeon or whatever? You get
Oh,
a
yeah.
minute in the toy store.
Like supermarket sweep?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure on TikTok they're saying here's what things were like in the 80s, and they show toy stores.
Sure.
But now a parent could take their kid to Roofman, which is going to be violent and gory and have scenes of strong gore
Right. Nudity,
brief
et
nu-
cetera.
yeah, yeah.
and brief
Brief
nudity
sexuality.
and
Brief
brief
sexu-
sexuality.
Nudity and brief sexuality both. So,
Yeah.
ooh.
And this could be the movie that says, stop bothering about toy stores. It's just a place full of gore.
Right.
And that could be the way of just shutting that down so the kids
right,
stop
maybe
bothering
it's like a
them.
cautionary tale.
Yes.
You need to learn this lesson. Toys are bad. We should stop buying them.
Yes. Yes.
Sure. Learn the value of $1 type.
Yes.
Shock therapy.
Yes, this could be
vibes.
shock therapy for
Sure,
kids who are
okay.
always yapping about
Exposure
toy
therapy
stores.
maybe is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I will say this. Learning that it's rated R makes me want to see it a lot more.
Wow.
Now I'm like, well, I got to see this movie. A movie about Toys R Us rated R. So everyone my age will certainly be interested in that. I wonder if that's the audience they're trying to capture. Who are they trying to capture?
I mean,
No?
Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst, those
That's
are
pretty
not
much for me also.
Yeah, they're definitely not stars for teens or early 20s. These are stars
Mm-hmm.
that have been stars for a while. So that does seem to be the audience there. It's
So
got it.
it'd be
Yeah.
You guys, millennials. I mean, if they
Right,
really
right.
wanted me
Millennials
as a
and Gen
X, well,
Xers,
as a
yeah.
Gen
Right,
Xer,
right.
I'd want to see Janine Garofalo and Ben Stiller back together.
Sure.
Right,
Love them
right.
as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that this movie is really going to try and capture that Channing Tatum audience that made Lost City a big hit about now 4 years ago, or
Yeah.
that made the 21 Jump Street movies a hit.
That's so long ago.
People love it.
More
Is
like
a long
Dog.
time ago. I'm trying to think the last. What's the last thing? I feel like he's been in something more recently.
He's
was
been in a
that?
twice.
What's
He was in Blink twice. Zoe
Blink twice.
Kravitz
Yes.
is-
Yes.
yeah.
Of course. I wonder.
And the Magic Mike Last Dance.
Magic Mike was. Oh right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which
he was
was more of a
Gambit
Fathom
in
event.
Deadpool.
Right.
And
Good point. Do we think that Channing Tatum has fallen into the category of like a Glenn Powell, where everyone is just like excited to see him. Like he's just like a good-looking guy. He's kind of fun. He seems to be a pretty good actor, and like we just want him in a bunch of movies. Like I feel like he had that moment, and then now since then, not saying that he's like fallen off, but I do think that he's kind of graduated into more serious stuff, like Blink Twice. Oh, and he was also wasn't he in Am I making it up? Glass Onion or
He
or is
was
it Blink Twice I'm thinking of because
He
they
was
were
in
so
Blink
similar.
Twice. Yeah,
yes, they're
Okay,
very
that's-
similar. They're Take Someone to an
very,
Island
very similar
movie. Yeah.
vibes. Yeah. So, right. And he was kind of serious in that, but he was like that douchey, like rich guy vibe, whatever. I feel like he's kind of trying on different hats, and maybe this is just one of those hats. But I do think like someone, I'm 34. I feel like a 34-year-old will see whatever if Channing Tatum's in a movie, we're going to go see him because of Magic Mike, because of 21 Jump Street. Like he's just kind of in that group of people that we like, you know? And I feel like Glenn Powell is now that for maybe people 10 years younger than me, but I still love him too. So
Right,
it's like,
right.
I'll go see him doing whatever. But I wonder, when does Channing Tatum like become more than that?
Right.
With this movie specifically, I think that Kirsten Dunst is the bigger draw for me.
Okay.
I am obsessed with her. I think that she's an incredible actress. I will watch anything she's in. And I think that her disposition is always so good, whether it's like kind of like apathetic or if she's intense or whatever. I think that she if she's being comedic, I'm also going to watch. I love Bring It On was one of my favorite movies growing up, and she was very funny in that. So I'm curious to see how she's doing it because since Power of the Dog, I feel like I've not seen her in something, and maybe she's been in something, but I just haven't seen it. You know?
She was in Snivell War.
I didn't see that.
Right, which was a hit.
Snivel
It was a hit.
War?
Snivell War.
Yeah.
The A24 movie.
Oh, Civil War. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Snivel.
Oh,
War.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is that?
Oh, yeah, Snivell War.
Yeah. Right. The off-Broadway production.
Yeah.
Civil War, yeah.
So-
Civil War I did not see, and I meant to see it. Everybody said it was pretty good.
But it was it. Yeah, I agree with you. It could be Kirsten Dunst could be the bigger draw of the two.
Well,
because-
would it be the combination of them?
The combination
as a
really seals the deal.
configuration.
Yeah.
I hear
see.
Channing Tatum, oh, that's nice. I hear Kirsten Dunst, ooh, interesting.
And then you
I
hear Toys
Rated
R
R.
Us.
I hear Toys R Us. What's this about? Seedy underbelly? And then I hear Rated
Yeah.
R, and then I'm buying my ticket. You know, like I do think that that's a perfect storm of like millennial intrigue.
So it's like you're like, oh, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. And then it's like, oh, chocolate. And you're like, chocolate. And then Jeffrey's like, let me put something else in that.
And you're
Right.
like, all right,
Like,
maybe
all
I
right,
gotta back away.
maybe I say no to strangers.
Yeah,
don't
but-
take candy from the van. Vibes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, come on in. Come on
He's
in
like, but it's
here.
rated R. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
I'm
okay,
coming.
so I guess
Yeah.
that's fine.
I'm in. Yeah.
So we have one last movie, and we'll let you go because you've been talking all.
Yeah. Like I said, now that I've started, it's like
can't
I'll be
stop.
home. I'm gonna make a bunch of phone calals. Like
You're gonna release the voice memos for your album, which is coming
and you can find
out.
those on iTunes for $4.99 each.
There you go.
Just like Taylor.
Yeah. Do you and your co-host on Taylor Watch, could you start releasing the voice memos of what you guys are talking about before you start talking about Taylor Swift for 3 hours as a separate episode?
I think that might be like we could certainly, but if we were trying to do it like Capitalist Pigs, I don't know if that would work with work. I think Dave might get upset, our boss, might be
Okay.
upset. Like, hey, that's, you work for me. Why are you skimming off the top with your voice memos?
Got
The
it.
Shit talk before the episode. So
Yeah.
I think that, I might get a call from like HR on that one.
Got it. Okay. So everything you say, Barstool's got to get a piece.
If it's on my Barstool podcast,
If it's on your Barstool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
I could maybe do my own. I could be like, hey, I've got voice memos. Who wants to Venmo me for them? And
Right.
I wouldn't get fired.
Would
but-
you like to do that right now to camera?
Sure. Meaning, hey, would you like to?
Like, do you
Just tell the wannabe O boys, wannabe O girls, wannabe O people
Okay.
that they could send you money for basically almost nothing. You'll
Okay,
give
yeah.
them. You're promising
Yes.
barely nothing to them, but they will
Feel
have to
free
pay.
to send me whatever amount of money you'd like to send me, and I will send you basically nothing in return.
Lovely.
Right.
There you go.
Awesome. You could email theboboyspodcast@gmail.com and we'll make this happen.
Just like
with
forward
Kelly.
it along, and
Yes.
I'll probably ignore it. And
Yes, but they
maybe
still owe you
one
money.
day you will get something, but I'll have your money, and that's really all that matters.
That's all
Send
that
a
matters.
voicemail of you like brushing your teeth.
Yeah,
like just the
perfect.
sound of you brushing your teeth is like fine. They'll
Yeah,
love it.
they'll take it.
People
They're
love it.
animals. They love it.
So last movie, Kiss of the Spider Woman, starring J.Lo.
Jennifer Lopez has
Okay.
a movie coming out
And
this
Is this
weekend.
what I saw?
Ben
them,
Affleck
them
and
on the
her-
carpet? Okay,
yes.
because I said, what carpet are they on together? I need to look this up now. So it's called Kiss
of the Spider-Woman. So it is a remake of a movie that was made in the 80s that was a big Oscar movie.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh yeah, this is an interesting one
Diego
because
Luna.
it feels like it was meant to be a much bigger deal than it is now in its release, and sometimes that happens. This is directed by Bill Condon, who directed the first 2 Twilight movies.
Yeah, I recognize him.
He
like
directed Gods and Monsters. He wrote Chicago. I think he might have won the Oscar for that.
Wait, no. You misspoke. He directed Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. Those are good movies.
Yeah.
Those are the last two. The last two.
The last two.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And they are good.
Yeah, he is. Oh, he, of course, directed the birthing scene. So.
Oh, my God. No shit.
He
That's
directed
hilarious.
the birthing scene. So that
they should have led with that.
They should have led with the guy who directed the birthing
they
scene
should,
from
this
the
is
Twilight
the scenario where
movies.
they need to highlight the director a little bit more because I hear J.Lo in a movie that's not like made in Manhattan and I don't care.
Okay.
You know, I think at this point J.Lo is, I don't know. I don't dislike J.Lo.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the song Get Right. And I also just, I think that she means well.
Right.
Everyone says she's a total bitch though. And so I'm curious about that. I kind of like her back and forth with Ben Affleck. I think it's interesting and sexy and toxic and fun to watch from the outside. And
Will there be a third time? Will that be the charm?
I think probably. I think that they should just keep like doing this. What are we forever? Like, why get married? Like, why put that in there? Because then you're just gonna have to get divorced again. Like, just be like sort of in it forever, you know. But when it comes to J.Lo on the big screen, it really has to be like the perfect storm. And I feel like the only time that I loved J.Lo on the big screen was I think the movie she did was called Enough. Is it the one where she is like a bad bitch, like single mom, and she's getting abused, and then she has to like
learn
gets
karate.
out of it? Yeah. I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really. I'm not running to the theater to see a J.Lo movie.
Okay.
Pretty much ever. So
this is bad news because it's distributed by not only Lionsgate,
oh wow,
but also Roadside Attraction.
Oh.
So
I don't
when
even know
we
Roadside
talked
Attraction.
about
These are some death knell production companies and studios here that if your movie is coming out under the Roadside Attractions banner, you're DOA.
it's like
it's bad.
so
Okay.
earlier
Yeah.
when we were talking
Right,
about peanut
okay.
butter and chocolate, this is like vomit and doo-doo. Not to be
Wow.
crass, but that's
Ooh, but
basically
crass. That's so
damn,
crass,
Roadside
yeah.
I mean, it kind of even the name is like.
Yeah, they're telling you they're
Sounds
low
like,
rent.
Let's get off the side. It's like
Yeah, they're saying,
Bowcraft
like,
on 22 in
yeah,
New Jersey. Like,
big ball of yarn.
Right.
Check out this big ball of yarn.
that's not.
Largest frying pan.
No, it's,
The movie.
It's giving. What's the thing in like South Carolina that you see the signs for like 50 miles, like literally states away. Like you could see it starting in Pennsylvania. It's like Spanish. It's like sombreros and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I can't
South of
remember
the
what
border.
you're
South of the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or on the border. I think it's south of the border is where you go. It's like a tourist trap.
Got it.
Like
Okay.
South Carolina or something, and you start seeing signs for it on the highway starting in like Delaware,
Mhm,
where you're like,
mhm.
oh, only 322 miles until south of the border, and then it goes the whole way, and it's exactly that. It's like you pull off, and it's like, are we gonna get murdered here? I'm not really sure.
It's called South of the Border.
South of the border. Yep.
Yeah. And that is what this production company evokes, which is not what you want people to think when you're putting out a movie. Yeah, this feels like one of those movies that when it was produced, the hopes were pretty high. You're not doing a remake of an Oscar-winning movie with this big director and J.Lo to then put it out there's almost no promotion for this movie. Like you did not
didn't
know
even
this was
know
happening.
It was happening, and I saw J.Lo and Ben on that carpet, and I was like, what even is that for? Is it based on the cast? Is it like a Latin movie? I feel like the cast is all.
I don't think it is necessarily. I will say I have not seen the original.
I have no idea what it's about.
It is not related to the MCU. I think that is something that maybe could help them if people do think, is this Spider-Man related? Is this Spider-Woman?
Right.
Though, could this movie be being buried because of how poorly Madam Web did a few years ago?
Ooh.
And if they might
So
have been
it's like,
thinking,
what are we doing with all these like women with spider webs?
Right.
It's already
Right.
like it's been tainted.
It's been tainted. And I think when this went into production, they probably figured Madam Web will be huge. We'll trick people into thinking this is a Madam Web sequel.
Right.
Now here we are 3 years later, and it's a dead genre. Women
is
who are
unfortunate.
half spiders is just something people don't want.
I'm learning right now that it is based on the 1976 novel by an Argentinian author. So
Got it.
it is. It does have that fusion within it. And here's something that the Latin crowd, the Argentinian crowd, they really do come out and support. So it might do really well internationally. I don't know how it's going to do in America with zero promo at all.
Yeah.
Like it might be great in Argentina.
Right.
It might be great in some of the other Latin countries, but I can't. People who really like die for J.Lo still,
Right.
I don't know how it's going to do in America. Especially, I've literally never even. It's crazy. I have not heard of this before.
So
Musical drama film.
The original starred William Hurt, but also the great Raul Julia,
R.I.P.
Ooh, okay.
star of Street Fighter, star of the Addams Family movies.
Love.
So yeah, I don't know if I assume Diego Luna is in the Raul Julia part. I don't know, but that's a lot to live up to.
They have different names. Like Jennifer Lopez is playing Ingrid Luna. Diego Luna is playing Valentin Arregui. Luis Molina, Marta, Paulina. I don't know enough about the movie, but any of the names that you just listed, I'm not seeing on here as character names. Maybe it's a present day adaptation where it's like generationally, like it's a sequel, but it's not really, or it's a remake, but it's
It's shot all on
like
Zoom?
how they do Scream.
Do you think they're all zooming each other?
Shot on Zoom,
Probably.
takes place in
Probably.
Bushwick.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean though about how when they like redo the Scream movies,
Yes.
and they're not technically sequels, but they kind of are.
It's a requel.
They're right.
It's
And
a
same
requel,
with,
yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I just watched. That new garbage.
Yes, and they don't even change the title. So you're right.
Yeah.
This Kiss of the Spider-Woman could be a requel.
Yeah.
Where it's
They've all got different names. That's the only thing, or at least from what I'm seeing.
So it's the new generation.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
the new
the vibe
generation
I'm
of
getting.
Spider-Women. Yeah,
Did we need one? No, who knows?
It
I would love
doesn't.
one.
It doesn't seem like anyone knows is coming out. J.Lo is not at a peak right now, and I do think she'll be back. J.Lo is a forever star.
When the bright lights come on, eventually she will show up.
Yes.
There is always a time where she's coming through.
Yeah, but right now she's in a bit of a valley, star-wise, Ben Affleck-wise. So
Jennifer.
this seems like it's going to be a total dud.
So all I'm seeing this. No, that's not even it. Here we go. Spider-Woman. August 20th, she put the trailer on her Instagram. Since then, she's got one other trailer of her singing the song on September 12th. Apart from that, I'm not. Oh, here's maybe one more. September 25th. So we've got, including the carpet from yesterday, we've got 4 posts total on her Instagram promoting this movie.
That is
to 247 million people. You'd think they'd be like, "Hey, can you post this a little bit more,
right?"
Girl? So who knows? But it does say up top, "Kiss of the Spider-Woman" soundtrack out now. So maybe she's pushing the soundtrack more than anything because she is also singing on it.
Well, again, where's the lyric video?
It should have been
Where are
lyric
the
videos.
It should have been. This
Kiss
is what
of
people are
Spider-Woman
missing
should have been
on.
lyric videos. Yeah.
Wow.
That is the big lesson of this week is at this point, not all movies.
Oh, Roofman shouldn't be.
Roofman should have been lyric
I'm happy
videos.
with the way Roofman is, and I
Yes.
actually now I'm glad that we've had this long conversation about it because I will be seeing it. Like
Yeah.
I never was even, it wasn't on my radar, and now I think I might go like Friday morning.
Yeah, that's great, and that should be a movie, but Kiss of Spider-Woman and Tron ARES should have been lyric videos, for sure.
Yes.
So one last thing before we're going to predict our top fives. Going back to Taylor, she was on Jimmy Fallon, and I did see that she talked about One Battle After Another, a movie that's out there. She recommended it. She said Leo was hilarious. Benicio was hilarious. She said, I'm so glad to live in the time of Paul Thomas Anderson. Do we think that she can mobilize the Swifties? Because this movie is doing well, but it needs a boost. Do you think that what she said is mobilizing the Swifties to go see One Battle After Another?
Yes. And
Wow.
I say that because there are a lot of Swifties who will just take her recommendations and be like, oh, well, Taylor says it's good, so I got to go see it. And
Mhm.
I am one of those people. I did want to already see that movie, but I really haven't like been racing to the theater. Now that she's said it, I'm like, oh shit, I got to see that movie because Taylor
Mhm.
Swift says it's amazing. But I do think that there's an element to like people think Taylor Swift is very smart. I'm one of those people. I
Mhm.
think she's very clever, and I trust her judgment when it comes to art because I enjoy the art that she creates, and I also enjoy the art that she suggests or props up or whatever it is. So I just almost kind of I take her word for it. So there are also like a pocket of people who they're like, oh well, Taylor Swift is smart, and I want to seem smart, so I'm gonna now Google Paul Thomas Anderson. I'm gonna go see this movie, and I'm gonna now make it my personality. You know,
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
same way that, and this is intentional. She has a song on the latest record called Elizabeth Taylor, and there are a lot of people that don't know who Elizabeth Taylor is or what she was all about. Blah blah blah. And I know that there are a lot of women or whoever who want to now research her and see what she's all about because Taylor said so. And Taylor herself was like, I hope people look her up and kind of learn her history because
Her story.
her story. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Feminist. Wow, feminist.
Oh yeah.
To learn her story. And so it kind of, I don't know, it gives you more to talk about. And I do think that there are people that think that that makes you like a more well-rounded person to have other things to talk about, especially if it's something from the past or whatever. And I think that a movie, Benicio, Leo, Tiana Taylor, Paul Thomas Anderson type movie is very like filmy, you know?
Mhm.
And I think
Mhm.
that is the kind of movie that you would see and respect. In the same way that people saw Oppenheimer because they're like, oh, I got to see Oppenheimer, you know, what's his face? Christopher Nolan and Cillian Murphy and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sure a lot of people saw Oppenheimer because, yeah, I guess they're interested in the atom bomb, but really they want to be like, I saw Oppenheimer, you
Yes.
know? So I think
Yes.
that there's that element that people forget about on top of, I want to take Taylor Swift's recommendations.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I
So
mean,
I do
it's-
think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's akin to when Nirvana, and I'm going to explain this because you're both millennials.
Exactly. Yeah,
When
please.
the Meat
Take it away.
Puppets were on Unplugged, Nirvana Unplugged,
I of
and then
course
people,
remember
and
also
then
the Meat Puppets.
when
Gen X. I remember the Meat
Crazy
Kurt
memory of
Cobain
such a baby. when
wore
it was
a
happening.
Daniel Johnston T-shirt on the cover of magazines and things.
Mhm.
So that's how I learned about stuff. Now I don't know what My
Also,
Chemical
I did.
Romance wore. I don't know if they were
Sure,
promoting other
sure.
bands like Panic at the Disco or something.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit like
yeah.
that. Whatever. But yeah, so it's similar to that. So Taylor Swift has that effect the way Kurt Cobain had for me, and
for
then
me as well.
the guy
I'm also
from
Gen X.
My Chemical Romance had for you.
Right.
I know.
Right.
Chris,
right.
what's his name? Chris something?
I wouldn't know because
Yeah,
I honestly I can't remember right now either.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain is off, but I do love My Chemical Romance.
Of course you do, and he
I
does
do
too.
really. I like Nirvana too, though.
So let's get into our top.
Well, the
5 for
T-shirts.
the
You like the
weekend.
T-shirts. That
I like
are
Heart Shaped
everywhere.
Box.
Yeah.
That's one of my fave songs.
So
Besides that, yeah.
we're gonna get into our top 5 predictions. So we end the show by predicting the top 5 for the weekend. So Kelly, since you're the guest, you could choose to go first, second, or third. You probably, I don't know if you want to go first because that way
I don't want to go
you
first.
could hear us.
I'll
yes.
go third.
Perfect. So Clayton, would you like
Okay.
to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Great.
Pop.
And I think since, obviously Taylor's movie's not going to be in theaters,
Mhm.
so that opens the door for 9 Inch Nails and Greta Lee to be number 1.
Okay.
Now, will it reach the heights of the second one at 44? I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm seeing this is going to be 40.
Wow. Okay.
I think it
Okay.
opens to 40 because it's going to have the PLFs.
It will have the IMAXs, the Dolbys. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it
I
will
forgot
have
about
those.
that. And there are always just like action movie freaks, that want
Right.
to see that kind
Yeah,
of
it's
stuff.
special effects freaks. They
Right.
want to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to say. I think number 2, and I'm going to respect the Taylor Swift bump. I do think that One Battle After Another is going to be number 2, and it's going to have a very minuscule drop.
Wow. Okay. Because
So-
it made 11 million last weekend.
So I think
Yeah.
it could make around 8.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Under that, I do think Roofman. I think
Okay.
it's going to be close. I think Roofman could make like 7,
Okay.
6 or 7. And then now this is a movie we did not talk about. This is a what we call a church bus movie. So this is a
Okay.
family religious movie directed by the guy who did Reagan,
Okay.
and it's called Soul on Fire. So I think Soul on Fire is going to come right under that.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm not seeing Smashing Machine in this top 5. I think it is going to plummet like a Rock.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know what that is. Smashing Machine?
It is,
Oh, that
it is Dwayne
speaks
The Rock
volumes.
Johnson's
That
Oscar
speaks
bid.
volumes.
It's directed by one of the Safdie brothers, who we've now realized
is the worst.
is the untalented Safdie.
And he also there was another one recently from him.
Well, there's another Safdie brother who has a movie coming out in December called Marty Supreme with Timmy.
Well, that I'm excited to see.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone's excited to
Of
see
course,
that.
it's
That's
Tim-
going to
that's
be
Timmy.
That's going to be good.
Is there a Safdie movie that just came out maybe over the summer? Not the one that's is it this one?
It's
that you're
this
talking
one.
about?
It's a Smashing Machine. Came out just this past weekend, but you probably have felt
No,
like it came out a long
I'm
time
thinking
ago.
of a different one that came out that also sucked, and I was like,
So- You're thinking, I think, of half of the Coen brothers had a movie that came out.
Honey
on-
Don't. You're
Honey
thinking
Don't.
Honey
Honey
Don't. Yes, that is what I'm thinking of.
Yes.
And I wanted to like Honey Don't so
Yes.
bad, and I didn't. Okay, sorry, I'm mixing up my director brothers.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
It-
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I knew where
Ethan-
you were going. As soon
Ethan
as you
Coen
said over
did
the
that,
summer.
right?
Yeah, it was Ethan Coen.
And it was
yeah.
very like, and he's got like a bisexual wife, and it was like heavy those tones, right?
Yes,
Somebody said
that's
that to
his
me.
thing now.
I don't even know if
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
No, you
I
nailed
love
it.
Margaret Qualley though, and I love Aubrey Plaza, so that
Of
was
course,
unfortunate
she's a
to
queen.
dislike that movie. Yeah.
They went from having almost zero sex in their movies to Ethan Coen just making basically lesbian porno movies.
Exactly
Yeah.
right, and everyone was like, "It's because of his wife" or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, I don't even know if that's true, but
So the number 5, I do think is going to be The Conjuring.
Wow,
Because it's
interesting.
spooky season.
Okay.
And people are getting into spooky season.
I
and this,
love the Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right. Well, here's the thing. Number one is going to be Tron ARES, which should have been a lyric video.
Mhm.
I think this is going to tank. I think it's going to open in the 20s. I think 26 is where I'm putting that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Number 2, I have got Roofman. I think it's going to hit 11. And I think number 3 is going to be One Battle. Will make 8 or 9. I agree. The Taylor Swift recommendation will be huge for this movie because it made 11 million last weekend. I agree. It's only going to drop a few million. Thank you, Taylor. Saved the theaters once again.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 then is going to be, is it going to have to be the Church Bus movie?
I think so.
By default, it'll be the Church Bus movie, and then
Mm-hmm.
number 5, Conjuring. So I've got the same top 5. No, I've got Roofman 2
Yeah.
and One Battle 3.
Okay.
So what do you think your opening number is for Tron ARES? It's by default will have to be number 1. The range on this
It's
has
definitely
been
going to be number 1.
yeah. It's almost
You said, what,
impossible.
26?
I said 26 or 27. Clayton
I said
has it
40.
around
You said
40.
40.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go 30
Yep.
because I think that's fair. I think 26 is hilarious. I'm almost rooting for that.
Yeah,
I would
I
prefer
think it's gonna
it
happen.
to totally tank, like just be absolute garbage. But then sometimes those movies, like if it's so bad, people are like, I gotta see just how
Mhm.
bad this is. And if
Mhm.
word gets around by Sunday, you never know.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep it safe at 30. I'm gonna say that Taylor Swift bump will get one battle. What is it? One battle.
One battle after
One
another.
battle after another, up to 2
Nice.
in the 2 slot.
Yep.
And I'm gonna maybe go. You said it was last week was 11.
It made 11 last week. Yeah.
10-5.
Wow.
Almost,
I love it.
Almost as good.
I
Because
love it.
Here's what I'm
Precedented.
thinking.
I love
right?
it.
This past weekend, it was Taylor weekend. Okay.
Yes.
Every girl on earth, guy, whoever is a Taylor Swift fan, their entire weekend was consumed with Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Next weekend, it's like, all right, babe, I'm out of my Taylor coma. Let's go see a movie. What should we see? Oh, Taylor suggested One Battle After Another.
Yes.
Easy movie to take your boyfriend to. He wants to see Leo. It's a well-respected movie. I think we're going to see a lot of couples in the movie theater
I
watching
love it.
it this upcoming weekend. That's
I
my
love it.
guess.
I love it. That's
Okay.
huge.
So now 3, I'm going to go Roofman.
Yep.
I think that I really am now like wanting to see this movie bad. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I just didn't realize everything about it, and now I really want to see it. I might put that. Where did you put that at? Like a
I had it like 10 or 11.
10
it's
or 11.
You said
it's
11.
the estimates are only $6-7 million. So if it gets
Okay.
higher than that, it's a big win.
I'll say 8. I'll say 8 because if it has that like interesting twist and word of mouth starts happening, I do think that like by Sunday people might get their asses out at the door. But I do also think that it needs to be seen for like we need to see the first wave of
Mhm.
response to it. If it's just like a crime comedy, whatever, and it's like a run of the mill, like whatever kind of movie, I
Mhm.
don't think it hits a higher threshold than like an 8 or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think it has the potential to go much higher if it does end up being this like kind of an interesting twist in the movie.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right, where Jeffrey the giraffe is beheaded, and we
Exactly.
see his coke hat.
I mean, we're seeing gore. It's like you never know.
Yes,
So
it might happen.
It might happen. 4, I'm gonna go The Conjuring. You're right. It's spooky season. People want to see a scary movie. If The Roofman isn't the scary movie that's promised, then I mean, I guess it's not really promised as that, but it says like crime and gore or whatever.
We're promising that at this point.
Exactly. People are really going to want something spooky. And is The Conjuring, isn't there like a really scary movie out right now or like coming out? Someone was like, it's genuinely scary. It's maybe coming
there's
out
a Black
soon.
Phone sequel coming out
I'm
soon.
excited for that. I like Black Phone 1. No, it's different. Clemmer was just talking about it the other day, and he was like, oh, it's supposed to be like an actually good scary movie coming out. I don't know what it is.
All right, we've got to get the
brain is-
compact critic in
I'm
here.
losing. You can tell when I'm losing my memory by the end of the day.
And then the Church
I don't know.
Bus movie,
The
which
Church
is
Bus
called...
movie, I don't know what that
is that
is.
called again?
Soul?
Soul, yeah.
Soul on Fire.
Soul on Fire. Is it going to be a big weekend for Jesus? I don't know. Like, is that what you're saying?
You don't
the
wanna talk
church-
to 'em,
Church
so-
people? That's what the implications. Like, you get a bunch of people in a van and they all go see the movie together.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's that.
Straight from church right
Straight
to the
from
movie
church, right to
theater,
the movie
yeah.
theater. I think I don't know if it's spooky season, and if there are other spooky movies in the movie theater right now, I don't know if they're going anywhere near it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Jesus
put
is
that
a
dead
Walking
last.
Dead man. Like you said, he's a guy who came back
True,
from the
but they
dead.
don't
That's
like,
spooky.
Only like the hardcore Catholics can appreciate the darkness behind
Right.
it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and there are so few of them left. I feel at this point, everybody's
know,
kind of a
it's
mixed Christian now.
Yeah.
So
So no
I don't know
love
if
for
they'll
the Kiss of the
appreciate it.
Spider Woman though.
Yeah, none
I
of
think
us
Kiss
have...
the Spider Woman. I will be surprised if a single person goes to see that movie. And
Wow.
being dead
So you're
serious.
so
Like,
we had it on
Just
the
Ben
show.
Affleck. He might be the only one
I
who
don't even know
goes.
if he's got that. Yeah, Ben Affleck, right? He's the
he'll
only
go.
one seeing.
He'll go see
And I
it.
feel bad saying that about J.Lo because, like I said, I really enjoyed Get Right, and I liked that movie enough, and I love Made in Manhattan. But it's like, that's not. I didn't even know this movie was happening. No one I know knows that movie is happening. Who is seeing that movie? That's what I
Ben
need to
Affleck. I
know.
think you nailed it. I
Right,
can't
Ben
wait for
Affleck.
the sad. We always love these sad photos of Ben Affleck sitting in the theater,
Just like-
only person smoking a cigarette, double clutching like Duncan. Like he's got two big.
not enough caffeine in
fat
the world for that
Dunkin'.
man.
Yeah, on both armrests because nobody else is.
Probably a
there.
little bit of booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put a little bit in there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he's got it from the flask.
I don't know that he might have cleaned it up. Did he? I feel like there was a moment. I'm not sure.
We're
There's always
post J-Lo,
There's
though.
always moments.
Yeah.
After what was it? It was like the Golden Globes or something. He gave a really crazy speech. I forget what it was.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm talking
when it-
about?
Well,
when
didn't he basically do the A Star Is Born? Didn't he basically walk up on stage?
Oh, and he
being
peed himself.
Yeah,
that
yes,
happened, right?
That
yes.
happened,
Oh, and you
yeah.
know what else it was? Maybe the Tom Brady roast. I think the Tom Brady roast, he got up on stage and was like half in the bag and was
Oh,
real
is that
pathetic about it.
possible?
And was like, and I'm divorced and me too, brother. Like it was that kind of vibe.
Wow.
And he was
Oh, so the pictures coming out of the Kiss of
Yeah.
the Spider Woman screening this weekend are just going to be very sad.
Yes.
Very sad.
I think so.
And you know what you do next
so.
movie for J.Lo's album release, that's part of the lyric video.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of
and
those
that's
pictures of him, and the song is about how sad he was.
right.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think that the idea of Kiss of a Spider Woman not being on the charts at all, looking at J.Lo's Instagram again, she really is only promoting the soundtrack, not the movie. So
Okay.
to me, it seems like she cares only about the music that she's singing and not about the fact that she's in this movie, which sounds like it might be garbage.
Yeah.
So the real fight is on the Billboard charts.
Yeah,
for
she's
her.
curious about that. And if the movie it comes out this weekend. So Friday would be the first day that she says you can listen to it now. I don't know. You would think that the soundtrack would come out on the same day as the movie, so like for streaming.
I think
whatever.
Tuesday is like isn't that release day for music? No, Friday's
it?
release. No,
Friday
Friday's.
for
You're
sure
right.
is
Friday's
Spotify
release
and-
day. Yeah.
I only because Taylor.
No, you're right. Friday
But-
is definitely. It
But
used to be
says,
Tuesday.
like,
I think.
out now, or listen to our it says like Kiss of the Spider Woman soundtrack out now. So I don't know when that came out.
Well, last
Sad.
weekend,
Makes me
Taylor
sad.
Taylor Swift became the first, I don't know if it's the first person ever, but the first person in a very long time who had both the #1 album and the #1 movie in America the same weekend. Prince
Eminem
couldn't-
did it.
Mm-hmm.
Eminem did it
Yeah.
with "Lose Yourself"
8 Mile.
Well-
and his album at the same time.
But I think new album drop. I don't think they dropped the same weekend.
Let me look at my.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
it all dropping at the same
all
time.
dropping
Yeah,
the same
it's
time.
three
#1 new
things.
movie and new album because Prince tried to do it and it didn't
Purple
happen.
Rain.
Oh no, it's video. It's movie #1 movie, #1 music video, #1 album
Yeah.
or something. I
Yeah.
think the music video has something to do with it.
And I don't think J.Lo is going to be able to do that this weekend with the Kiss of the Spider-Woman movie and album. She's not going to do it. But
I don't think so either.
Adele's the person to do it. Adele
could really give everyone a run for their money, and I'm just curious as to like what's she up to that she's depriving us of this. Oh, here it is.
She's getting ready for the movie.
So right now it's oh no, damn it, that was that thing again. The biggest box office hits in AMC theaters distribution history. Number 1 is the ARES tour film, 261 mil. Official release party of a Showgirl was 50 million 3-day run, but that's distribution history. I don't know. And then Renaissance was 43.9 million. Damn. But that's what I thought was the one that was listing out her accomplishments. But I do think it's like, right, number 1 in the movies, number 1 video on YouTube or something, and also like the number 1 album streaming.
Yeah. So J.Lo will not do that this weekend, but Adele someday.
And she's dating the number 1 hot hunk.
Hey.
Wow. That's a record that can never be
engaged.
broken.
That's right, dating. I'm sorry, engaged.
Yeah. Engaged.
It's like Tom Holland. Did you see that video of someone said Zendaya like called the girlfriend and
he said my fiance.
Fiance.
Yeah, which I love. I love them.
That kid's got class.
He really does. What a sweetie. He just seems to be a good guy. I feel like he's also kind of been dealt like some lousy roles, but I really liked The Crowded Room he was in. It's like an Apple TV show.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't want to like spoil it.
Well, we're not the Streamo boys, huh? You know, so we don't cover.
Oh, I
cover
see.
streaming.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
Gonna be in the-
We
anyway,
acknowledge
he's in
though
it.
that he probably was great in it.
He was, but it was so horribly received. Like everyone hated it, and I never understood why. Because I think he's like really good, but I like him obviously in all the Spider-Mans.
And he'll be in the Odyssey, which is going to be.
It's gonna be gigantic.
So excited! Can I come back for the Odyssey? Maybe.
Absolutely.
I love.
Please
the
come back
Odyssey with
before
Sweat.
that.
Yeah.
Well, for sure.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I love the Odyssey, so I would love to chat.
Yeah.
So, last question on Taylor and the movies. We talked about this a couple episodes ago with podcast Jesus Kirk Minahan.
Of course. Oh my God! I should have known that this was a Kirk Minahan adjacent because of Clemmer. I should have known.
It started from there.
Love
Yeah,
Kirk.
it started with Kirk, rolled downhill to Clemmer, and now
Cool.
we've come back up the other side
Right.
with Kelly, of course.
You're welcome for dragging you out of
Yes.
obscurity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But
Oh,
not as
Clemmer
high as
said
Kirk.
that.
I'm sorry, I have to say.
No, never,
Yeah.
never. And I would never assume.
Okay.
No.
we talked about where Taylor could go next with the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift, the marriage, the wedding, the movie. Is
Mm-hmm.
that something you see happening? Will this wedding be in 3,000 screens, AMC's Regals? Because that's how you get to $100 million opening weekend. Get the
Totally.
wedding in movie theaters.
I'll tell you what, if the wedding were in movie theaters, I don't think a single movie for the rest of time would be able to sell as many tickets as that
Yep.
movie. I think there'd be riots outside the theater, trying to
Yes.
get in,
Thank God.
seats, etc. It would be insane. Like, she would keep the movie theaters in business single-handedly for like a decade with just that one like movie of the wedding, right? It could be a 5-minute, like her photographer made like a 5-minute mashup of all of the footage, and they could put it in theaters and it would make $1 billion. Like, it'd be insane. No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Oh.
She has said that, I've kind of flip-flopped a little bit on like, what's the wedding going to be like? Because at first she has a song on her last album called But Daddy, I Love Him. And in the song, she's singing about how it's kind of like everyone's always acting like they know what's best for me and whatever. And But Daddy, I Love Him is a play on like Ariel and Prince Eric and But Daddy, I Love Him, even though he's like bad for me, whatever. And people
There's a lot of
think-
whatevers in that song.
Yeah, there are a lot of whatevers, yeah. And so she herself in the song says, no, you can't come to the wedding. And that is more of a message to like the creeps and the fans and the people who have this, they think they know her, they think they're a part of her real life and whatever. So I always thought like, okay, they're going to get married in secret. We're not going to know anything about it. And we're going to find out in a year from now that they had the wedding and wherever. Then she went on Graham Norton and said, we're having like the biggest wedding ever. I'm inviting everyone I've ever known because I think it's more stressful to pick and choose who to invite than to just invite everybody. So she's like, we're going to have a massive wedding and we're inviting everybody. So I do think that there will be an element to us like seeing bits and pieces of this wedding through the lens of other people. Whether they're going to take the phones or not, that's probably going to happen. That happened at Selena Gomez's wedding last weekend or 2 weekends ago, whenever that was. And so, yeah, I am very curious. I wish it were in theaters. That would be something.
Yeah.
But then, you run the risk of looking like The Bachelor. You know, The Bachelor live streams, they get together and
But that's
engage.
TV. That's
oh no,
what
I
we're
love
saying.
it. I love
That's
it. I'm
what
not
we're saying.
talking shit, but
is get
Taylor
Taylor
Swift
on
on
the
the level of The Bachelor?
No, because this is going to be big screen. If Taylor Swift put her wedding on TV, on Netflix, we would sit here and we would say this is trash.
Yeah, money grab, et cetera, et cetera.
But if she puts
like Britney Spears and Kevin Federline had their reality show, I mean, that's you don't want to be that.
No, you don't want to be Nick and Jessica.
Nick and Jessica have a variety show. No, you want to be, she's a movie star. She saves movie theaters. This wedding needs to be in movie theaters, in IMAX, in Dolby.
It would need to be IMAX.
Yes.
I don't really like an IMAX. Sometimes it feels like it's too big and I don't know where to look, But I think that this one I need to see in IMAX. I would need it to be like an absolute assault on my senses every way. Maybe what's the one that's like
40X.
40X. Like I think I need to see it in 40X.
Well, you get the rice thrown.
Yeah, I need the rice.
Yeah,
I want to feel the chair. Like when you lift people up on the chair, like I want to feel like I'm up on the chair.
Yes.
I need to catch the bouquet.
They're smashing plates.
Yeah, smashing plates, stomping on glass. Like all the wedding stuff. Like I want all that. The speeches. Like I want it all.
The wedding night, then the chair really shakes. Yeah.
We get sprayed with a little bit of water. Maybe Travis and his boys they're spraying beer around. We get sprayed with beer.
Boys will be boys.
I would do it. Yeah, those crazy boys, those football boys. You know that.
Yes.
So I would like that experience.
I love this. What they should do is, you know how at weddings they used to give everyone disposable cameras, put them on the table.
Love.
They should every guest walk in on the table. It's an IMAX camera.
Right.
Just individual IMAX cameras.
They can afford it.
They can afford it. They could
afford. Is that a thing that exists? An IMAX camera?
Oh yeah, there's.
I guess right. Like specific.
Nolan shoots all of his movies on IMAX specific cameras and lenses.
Wow.
Taylor should buy up all the IMAX cameras that exist.
Yeah.
Put them on each table instead of a place setting in the middle. You have the IMAX camera, and everyone who's a guest. Just pick up your IMAX camera, walk around for a little bit, get the dance floor.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys did a movie like this. It was shot by the fans.
Right, what
That's
iPhone?
Incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Right, and at the end, like you just leave the camera there. Like you don't have to do anything with the footage. It's like it's just whatever footage you got.
You leave the
camera on the table, and then like magic people, producers come in, they steal all the cameras and they edit the footage.
Exactly.
Well, that's up to me after my Oscar-winning edit of the Tron ARES.
Yeah. Right.
Then
And you have time for both. Really, is what it is.
I'll make time.
You think people upstairs are going to be like? I think they'd also make an exception for that. They'd be like, one, first and foremost, we need you to save Tron ARES, and we need you to save the people from Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Two, we need you to save the movie theaters forever by editing Taylor Swift's wedding.
Yeah,
I think those are fair things.
I think my bosses will be okay if I have to edit the biggest wedding of all time. Well, sorry, no disrespect to Luke and Laura. That's a Gen X thing, and you guys don't.
I know what Luke and Laura is.
Or
yours is like Ashley Simpson and Pete Wentz. So
yes, that too. But mine's more Kate and William or Meghan and Harry.
See, that's yours.
Yeah,
not
that's
mine. Mine
those
also
are both
Luke and Laura.
weddings that I did wake up at 6 a.m. to watch on TV. So that was
to.
another. Yeah. I like the Royals. I'm a Royals girl.
So I love it. I mean, Taylor's saving the movie theaters, and I think we're giving her some good ideas for how she could do that. So, of course, email us theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at theboboyspod on Instagram, on TikTok. Subscribe to the Substack. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are YouTubers. Hey, guys. And Kelly, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
you guys are right up my alley. I like your dry sense of humor. I feel like it's rare that I get to like chill with that,
Yeah, they don't have that at Barstool, so there you go.
No, it really can't.
It's
very hard to detect sarcasm over there. It's like, it's hard.
So you're welcome back anytime. Of course, everyone, now that you're done listening to this episode, 3-hour episode of Taylor Watch. Go to it immediately right now.
Head on over there. If you didn't hear me talk enough, I talk twice as much over there.
Amazing. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. What a good conversation.
Well, thanks to the Compact Critic, Chris Clemmer, bringing people together.
Of course.
And thank you for Kirk for starting it all.
Critic. Does he call himself that? Or you guys, is that
we have dubbed him the Compact Critic, of
that's
course.
That's a really good nickname.
That's his crouching stance.
Of course.
So he is the Compact Critic.
Of course.
And he could have the t-shirt sales, all of that. It's all him.
Does he know you call him that?
Oh, he knows.
We say it to his face.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hasn't tried to pass that off as his own. I'll have to ask him.
He's welcome to it. He's
a
welcome
really
to
good
it.
one. It's
Yeah,
really good.
put it on a hoodie, sell in the Barstool store, all his.
Beer
Go for it.
koozies,
Beer
onesies, baby
Perfect.
Baby
onesies.
onesies, of course.
Maybe like a little sweatshirt you can put your legs in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
A
or tie
Snuggie.
around your waist.
Snuggie,
A
yeah, perfect.
Snuggie, yes. Put Compact Critic on a Snuggie. And Chris, obviously El Prez gets his piece, and then
Yes.
Clemmer
Oh yeah,
gets
we
his.
all get. I think we all now get a piece because we came up with
Yeah.
So we're counting our checks. We're really stacking up.
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh yeah.
You're almost
and the
going to get as
lawsuits.
many as Scooter Braun.
Yeah,
gets.
exactly.
Yeah.
Almost. Keyword
Almost.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it, Clayton. That's all I got. I'm done.
Pat, I finished.
Wow. Great.
And
Congrats.
thank you. And you've said it all.
All right.
Maybe
Okay.
too much.
Okay. Well, we could leave now.
But there's nothing left to say.
Oh, great. I can get out of here.
Except for, until next time, we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey, guys.